Good evening, sports fans, and welcome into another KDSJ Sports broadcast as we come to you live here from Pierre, South Dakota tonight for the start of the playoffs for 11-man football in Class AA tonight as the Spearfish Spartans make the road trip out to the capital city to take on the Pierre Governors in the opening round of the Class 11 AA playoffs right here on KDSJ Sports. It's a rematch of last year's opening round of the Class AA playoffs as well as the 5th-ranked Spartans travel to take on the number 4 seed Pierre Governors. Spearfish comes in 6-3 on the season. Pierre 5-4. Spearfish does have the better record, but because of the seeding points, and Spearfish also lost to Pierre in the regular season, the Pierre Governors are the host team tonight as they moved up to the number 4 spot in the seeding points, and Spearfish, after the loss last week as well against Sturgis, they dropped down to number 5. So we have a rematch of a game just a couple weeks ago here in Pierre tonight underneath the lights here in Pierre. It's the Governors hosting the Spartans. Thanks for joining us tonight here on KDSJ Sports as we begin our countdown to kickoff. Being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair, the Black Hills home team for collision repairs, located at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish and off of exit 32 and Junction Avenue in Sturgis. I'm Cody Oliver back with you again tonight as we get into the postseason. You win, you move on, you lose, your season is done, and it's been a long time since Pierre Governors have lost in the playoffs as they've won 7 straight state championships. They begin the quest for number 8 tonight. Meanwhile, the Spearfish Spartans, they haven't won a playoff game in quite some time, so they're looking to pull off the upset here on the road and try to get this one done as we have kickoff at 5 o'clock Mountain Time, 6 o'clock Central Time here in Pierre tonight. Again, I'm Cody Oliver with KDSJ Radio. Clayson Davis along with us once again on KDSJ-TV. This is the 10th Spearfish football game we've had over there on the TV side of things on our platform. Clayson, tell us more about what you're up to tonight.
Yes, thank you, Cody. Again, here, getting ready to kick off the playoffs here in Pierre, the capital city. Here we got our camera set up all around the Hollister football field. The lights getting a little cooler, the sun's starting to set, and there's a crisp, cool fall feeling in the air, and it's perfect time for playoff football here in the state of South Dakota. And one of the best places to get it, really the only good place to get it, in my personal opinion, is KDSJ-TV. Right here, 2 teams that have seen each other a lot over the past few years, and it's mainly been one-sided. Pierre, I mean, they haven't lost a playoff game since 2016, so they have been on fire. So getting ready to have a good one here today, and I think we are going to, I think we could be in for a good one here today in Pierre.
And our broadcast booth once again is being brought to you by Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider to several area high schools in the Black Hills and northeastern Wyoming. We are at Hollister Field here in Pierre, and up here in the press box we have a good view of the field as both teams are out there right now getting their warm-up routes in. The Governors with the green helmets, the black jerseys, black pants, and the white numbers. The Spearfish Spartans with the maroon helmets, the road white jerseys with the maroon numbers, Spartans on the back in maroon, and maroon pants as well for the visiting Spartans. As it looks like we have a little bit of a Black Hills referee crew coming here to Pierre tonight as well for this Class 11 AA matchup as they set up the yard markers here on the near side. And our man in the white hat also has a mic on tonight, so we'll maybe actually get to hear some of the calls. As we look down on the field, we have the Capitol in the background and getting set for the matchup tonight to see who moves on to the next round here in Class 11 AA. It's been unpredictable in this class throughout the season. We'll see what happens here on this. Got to remind me what day it is.
Thursday.
It's Thursday. Thank you.
It is Thursday.
A week ago, the Spearfish Spartans lost to the Sturgis Scoopers in their home finale. The Pierre Governors were able to go on the road and get a win at the Douglas Patriots. We'll hear from both coaches coming up in our Laying the Foundation, being brought to you by Heisling Concrete. We'll start out first with head coach Tom Teason of the Spearfish Spartans in his first year as head coach, trying to get the Spartans over the hump and to the next round. Clayson Davis had a chance to catch up with both coaches. We'll start with Coach T coming up next right here on KDSJ Sports.
Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
At Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we are here to help you make your comeback. Our team is standing by to diagnose and treat your injury with some of the most advanced treatment options available and same-day appointments. Monument Health practitioners work closely with our therapists and physicians in communities throughout the Black Hills, with locations in Rapid City and Spearfish. Visit monument.health/orthopedics for more information. That's monument.health/orthopedics for more information.
Welcome back to the Jake's Collision Repair pregame show. Again, joined by head football coach for the Spearfish Spartans, Tom Teason, laying the foundation to this matchup brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. Anyway, Coach Teason, thank you for sitting down with us again.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Anyway, to recap, last week you guys dropped a heartbreaker to Sturgis last week to end the regular season. Really, what did Sturgis do so well to really pull away in that game late?
Well, they're a good team. They're not that far off from being a 6-2 team. They've battled with some of the best teams out there. They really did a good job of controlling the line of scrimmage on us. They were able to keep coming after us and beat us down a little bit, something that we're not really used to. And, we had a couple things not go our way. They had a couple things go their way, and just one or two of those can make a big difference in two teams that are pretty evenly matched.
You guys have dropped your last two games to Pierre and then Sturgis to end the regular season. Is there any parallel between those two games that you guys lost, and what have you done to help improve from it?
I think the parallel would be that we didn't execute and didn't have great discipline on our assignments. So that's something we've been really harping on is, doing the right thing, doing what we're supposed to, doing our assignments. And I think it's going to show up this week for us.
You just completed your first regular season as the head man for the Spearfish Spartans. Any major lessons you've learned completing your first full regular season as the head man of the Spearfish Spartans?
I think to care about all of your guys, to genuinely care about them, know them, because it is bigger than football. This is a family, a brotherhood, and that's how we want to treat it and keep it. And so I think, finding ways to connect with them is my biggest lesson from this year.
As head coach Tom Teason joins us to lay the foundation to this matchup with Pierre to kick off the playoffs here on KDSJ, part of our Jake's Collision Repair pregame show. Going to the Pierre Governors, the second time you've seen them this year. But first of all, what does the injury report look like going into this week?
Oh, about the same as it has. We're waiting to see on some guys if they're healthy, if they can go. But, we've got great guys that have stepped up in roles and are going to continue to do that. So just looking forward to seeing who shows up at the game.
One injury that a lot of people have been concerned with is your senior wide receiver and corner Dylan Dorn. What does his status look like?
He's one of those we're kind of waiting to see. It's a pretty big injury when it keeps him out of the game, like it did against Sturgis. So I'm letting the trainer and all of the health professionals deal with that, and we'll see kind of game time decision what their prognosis is.
As we stated earlier, Coach, this is the second time this season you guys will be facing Pierre. Dropped the first contest just a few weeks ago, 35-15. What are the challenges with prepping for an opponent you've already seen this season?
It's kind of fun. You get to extend that chess match, right? Like, these are the things we did well. This is how they're going to try to stop them. This is what they did well, and maybe their variations off of that to predict what we're going to do to stop it. So it just adds a layer of complexity and fun for coaches in predicting how we're going to change.
How does your game plan change when it comes to playing the Pierre Governors?
We want to be the team that we are. So we're not changing a ton. We've really focused on executing and making sure we're going to the right places on the stuff that we do run.
Pierre 2 weeks ago really emphasized the run game early and often versus you guys. Is there anything different in going into this week when it comes to stopping that Pierre run game?
We've talked about our run fits and, being where we're supposed to be. There's a few times that Pierre was able to take advantage of us being in the wrong spot and getting matchups that were favorable for them. So that's something, that we really worked on this week and came up with some new schemes to put us in maybe better fits for some of the things they do well.
Offensively, you guys have been known to run the ball early and often against most opponents this year, but had trouble getting your ground game going versus Pierre. Talk about your game plan a little bit offensively going into the first round of the playoffs.
We've got a great line and a great running back in Hunter Walters, so it's hard to go away from that. We've got some wrinkles, some things that we think we can have success with that we're gonna throw in and have been practicing all week. So hopefully just a little bit of variation in executing is going to be a big difference.
Have you seen anything different out of Pierre just the 1 week that you guys haven't seen each other just this last week? But is there anything new that Pierre has put on film that you guys need to prepare for that you might not have seen 2 weeks ago?
They're a well-coached team. So they kind of change and adjust to what they need in order to have success, and then they execute that game plan really well. So we're just going to try to predict what they're going to be doing against us and see if we can have success with the adjustments that we made.
And finally, Coach, as always, what are your keys to this win versus Pierre to extend your season and move on to next week's second round? Owning the trenches, owning that line of scrimmage and executing there, and having discipline there is going to be obviously important. And then, having the mental toughness, mental strength in order to recover from mistakes. Mistakes are going to be made, and if we can recover faster than the other team when we make mistakes, that's going to obviously help us out. Awesome. Well, again, as always, thank you, Coach, for sitting down with us with our Laying the Foundation segment brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. It's been fun talking to you this year. We hope we are able to have another conversation with you next week, and good luck taking on the Governors.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
That was Spearfish Spartan head coach Tom Teason. We have more of our Jake's Collision Repair pregame show coming up after this short break right here on KDSJ.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
Continuing with our Jake's Collision Repair pregame show, time to lay the foundation to this matchup brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. I am pleasured to be joined by head Pierre football coach Stephen Steele. And Coach Steele, thank you for joining us here on KDSJ Sports.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
So it's just been 2 weeks since we've last talked. It doesn't feel like that long ago before we previewed the regular season match between Spearfish and Pierre. Here we are back in the playoffs, same two teams, same place there at Hollister Field. What has really changed with the Pierre Governor squad just within the 2 weeks that we haven't talked?
Yeah, not a ton. I think that's the nice part probably for both teams in this matchup is, most of the teams are the same. There's only so much you can change in 2 weeks. I think that's us. I think we've gotten one guy back and we've lost one guy, so we're about even in terms of the personnel front. And then we'll see how much that they've adjusted. And obviously we're 10 weeks in now, so you're not changing the majority of your stuff, just adding a wrinkle here or there.
You guys have had a lot of playoff experience over the past many years. I mean, 7 times winning the state championship. So you've had plenty of playoff experience with your seniors and just your whole team in general. How big of an advantage is it with this year into the playoffs, playing a lot of teams that don't have near as much playoff experience, especially like Spearfish?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an advantage, but I think at the same time, there's also guys that are playing in their first real playoff game. I mean, we've got guys that have been on the sideline for some playoff games, but, not a whole bunch that have necessarily been in there and trying to win these playoff games. So, it's definitely still an advantage to be a part of it. There's no mistaking that. But, hopefully we're just banking on that. Hopefully that all can pay off and, they can continue to perform the way they have performed of late.
Just comparing the two teams, a Spearfish first time of being pretty much higher than 6th in the playoffs as far as I can remember. Meanwhile, you guys, the Pierre Governors, they've been pretty much the top dog in Class AA for as many years. Talk about the mindset of the team going into this year's playoffs.
Yeah, I think we're all happy. I mean, ultimately your goal is to be playing right now. The number attached to your name's irrelevant. Our focus has had to shift. We try to spend the first 9 weeks, the regular season, developing ourselves and our team. We're past that point now, and our only focus this past week and the only conversation we've had is what do we have to do to be better than one team, and that's Spearfish this week. So, ultimately the number is just that. It's just a number. And I think Spearfish would feel the same way. Everyone's records are wiped clean, and all that matters is you're the better team on the field.
As Coach Steele joins us with our Jake's Collision Repair pregame show, now flipping the page back to the Spearfish Spartans for the Pierre Governors. First off, you talked a little bit about this earlier, but what does the injury report look like for the Pierre Governors?
Yeah, we're hopefully we should be having Coulter Babcock back. We lost him in the Sturgis game the week before we played Spearfish. And then Kellen Hansen would be out tonight. He was one that was in when we played Spearfish, and then we lost him afterwards. So 1 for 1. We're still not able to necessarily gain ground on that way, but at the same point, it'll be good to have Coulter back.
What are some of the challenges with playing a team twice within a season, especially when it's so closely removed? Just saw each other 2 weeks ago. So what are the struggles with playing a team so close together twice within a season?
I think from a coaching standpoint, it makes it, a little easier to be lazy. I think that can be a tough thing for a lot of staffs, is just because you played them so recently, you don't necessarily feel the need to watch as much film or to do as many things because you just broke this team down 2 weeks ago. That's definitely something that I think all coaching staffs that would be in this situation would need to make sure that they don't fall into. And then the other part is just, I think in general, when a team wins the first game, you feel less obligated to change or mix things up. And, obviously if you're the team that didn't win the first game, you're feeling more obligated and more likely to switch things up. So, being on the winning side the first time, we've got to make sure we're ready for, adjustments and changes that they could have, as opposed to being the one feeling like you need to change. But it can be a difficult situation, but hopefully our contingencies and contingencies upon contingencies will be ready to go.
Building off of that with this next question, Coach, what do you expect from Spearfish this go-around that you might not have seen or didn't see last time?
Yeah, I don't think that either team really went deep into their pockets. I think both teams kind of just did what they did. I think we didn't do much special in terms of gadget plays or trick things or anything like that. I think Spearfish was the same way. And I think you get to this point in the season, and it's a one-game season. So you're not going to be saving those for anything at this point in time. So I think both teams will throw out whatever they need to throw out to get the win.
And finally, Coach, what are your keys to success versus Spearfish tonight?
I think we've got to win the line of scrimmage. We felt that was an area we had success the first time we played. We've got to be able to do that. But, I think for us, the area of growth, we've got to have more. I think we've got to have a more efficient passing game and be a little bit better defensively against the pass.
Awesome, Coach. Well, again, thank you for sitting down with us with KDSJ Sports. Good luck tonight. And, again, thank you for sitting down with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
That was head coach Steve Steele with the Pierre Governors, and we will continue with more of our Jake's Collision Repair pregame show right after this short break.
And thanks a lot once again to Clayson Davis with KDSJ Sports with the interviews with both coaches as we continue to lay the foundation. Being brought to you by Heisling Concrete. You can give them a call at 605-210-2320 as we hear from both coaches tonight leading up to the playoffs of Class 11 AA as the Spearfish Spartans make the road trip out to Pierre for the second time in 3 weeks and go up against the 4th-ranked Pierre Governors as our countdown to kickoff tonight is being brought to you by Jinx Collision Repair, the Black Hills home team for collision repairs, located at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish and off of exit 32 at Junction Avenue in Sturgis. Our pregame show continues. Well, the Spearfish Spartans were out here last year for the first round of the playoffs. They ended up losing 49-26 in the playoffs at Pierre last year as they ended out 4-6 on the season. They come into this game 6-3 on a 2-game losing streak, and they were just here a couple weeks ago losing by 20 points, 35-15. We send it back over to Clayson Davis with more of our laying the foundation to hopefully things don't go the way they were a couple weeks ago with all those penalties. In the meantime, the Spartans lost a game at home last week to their arch rival. That still has a bad taste in their mouth.
Yeah, as Spearfish dropped their last 2 games of the season to go to 6-3. If you look at the Spartans, if you had told them at the beginning of the season you would end the regular season at 6-3, they would say, hey, that's a pretty good year. I think it's just the way that they lost, as they lost an Aberdeen Central team earlier in the year, and they proved they were also the only losing team in the playoffs this year in that 8th seed, so that really hurt the Spartans as far as seeding points. And then losing to Pierre and losing to Sturgis. As I talked with head coach Tom Teason earlier, said a lot of parallels was they didn't control the line of scrimmage. Pierre, they got the running game going early a few weeks ago and completely outrushed the Spartans, 163 rushing yards to 88 rushing yards for Spearfish. As Pierre, they had more rushing and passing yards by themselves than 2 weeks ago than Spearfish had the entire contest. So Spearfish looking to have a much better showing. They do get a few key pieces back. Of course, Dylan Dorn, he is suited up tonight. I don't know how much we'll see from him. I don't know if they use him more on offense or on defense. We do have the return of quarterback Jack Coette. We haven't seen him since the Aberdeen Central game when we suffered that really freakish injury. And Spearfish, last time they were here, Pierre, they were able to get to Spearfish jumping off sides early. In fact, there were 16 total penalties into the game, accumulating 147 total penalty yards 2 weeks ago, last time when these two teams met. But Pierre had 18 first downs, Spearfish only had 6. And again, Spearfish only had 100 had a total of 160 total yards compared to Pierre's 134. And Spearfish, they weren't able to eclipse 100 yards in rushing or in passing. And with the return of Jack Coette tonight, that might certainly help.
And looking back at last week, Spearfish compiled 216 total yards of offense, 112 yards on the ground, 104 through the air. Hunter Walters ran the ball 22 times last Thursday night for 88 yards. Cade Vavruska caught a couple passes for 75 yards and a touchdown as the Spartans had 3 turnovers a week ago against Sturgis. They had 2 fumbles and an interception late in the game, and they had 7 penalties last week with 55 yards in penalties. So that's a look back at last week as Spearfish lost at home to Sturgis 15-10. But as we get into the playoffs, it's a mini new season. You win, you move on, you lose, your season is done. So Spearfish on the road tonight to try to pull off the upset against the Pierre Governors. It's the 6-3 Spartans and the 5-4 Govs live from Pierre and Hollister Field. I'm Cody Oliver along with Clayson Davis from KDSJ-TV. We're getting closer to kickoff as our countdown to kickoff continues. Being brought to you by Jinx Collision Repair. We'll be back in a minute for tonight's matchup menu.
Quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Vehicles today are complicated and expensive. The professionals at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish are here to guide you through everything automotive. From cars, trucks, and SUVs to parts and repairs, Junix takes the confusion out of automobile ownership. Enjoy the ride with Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Family owned since 1931 on West Jackson in Spearfish.
A lot of teams are still lucky enough to be playing here in the postseason as round number 1 gets started here for the larger schools. Round number 2 gets underway here on this Thursday night for the smaller schools across the state. It is 7 classes in South Dakota high school football, and the playoffs here for the South Dakota High School Activities Association getting started. And we'll run through the matchups real quick here for Class 11 AAA tonight. Number 8 Sioux Falls, Washington is at top-ranked and undefeated Brandon Valley. Sioux Falls O'Gorman is at number 4 Sioux Falls Jefferson. Rapid City Central only win 2 games this year. They move on to the playoffs, but they're having a tough time already with number 2nd ranked Sioux Falls Lincoln, and number 3 Harrisburg is at home tonight against Sioux Falls Roosevelt. We head on over to Class 11 AA. It's been unpredictable this season with different top seeds, different number 1s. As we go into tonight, the number 1 seed, the Yankton Bucks, which we can probably all say is the top team in Class 11 AA. And if they get it all the way to the Dome, they have the easiest path because Yankton is pretty close to Vermilion. Yankton hosting Aberdeen Central tonight. Pierre is hosting Spearfish. Number 7 seed Huron is on the road at number 2 Watertown, and number 6 seed T-Area goes to Dana J. Dykow Stadium to take on the Brookings Bobcats tonight in the Class 11 AA. So that'll be the class we'll be keeping a most close eye on. Other first-round matchups in Class 11A. Rapid City Christian back into the playoffs. They opened up the season 0-3, but now they've won 6 games in a row. They travel to Sioux Falls Christian tonight, who is the number 1 team and undefeated in Class 11A. Madison is at West Central tonight. Also number 7 seed Dakota Valley is at number 2 seed Dale Rapids. And number 6 seed Canton is at Lennox. That's your Class 11A matchups. And coming up, we'll have your matchups in the 9-man football ranks. Stay tuned here on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV as we get closer to kickoff on KDSJ Sports.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of ton. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
And let's have a look at the rest of the matchup menu tonight, being brought to you by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. As we gave you the 11-man classes and their matchups tonight, let's quickly go on over to Class 9AA. And let's see, there's Parkston hosting Leola Frederick for second round action. Number 4 seed Hill City is hosting Marion Freeman Academy. Mr. Blake Gardner and the rest of the Hill City staff had to move a lot of snow off of Ranger Field there in Hill City over the last couple days to get that game ready tonight. Hill City 8-1 hosting Marion Freeman Academy, who is 7-2. That'll be kicking off here in just mere moments. Number 2 seed Hamlin is hosting number 7 seed Viber Curley. Number 3 Elkton Lake Benton is hosting number 11 Hanson. That's all in Class 9AA tonight. In Class 9A, it's also second round action tonight for area teams, including the number 1 ranked team in the state, the Wall Eagles, as they get to have another home game tonight. The Wall Eagles this evening are going to be matched up with Castlewood. That game in Wall getting kicked off at 6 o'clock. Number 12 seed Dupree, after pulling off the upset at Harding County, they'll have a tough matchup tonight as they take on number 4 Wolsey Wessington. Number 2 Howard is at home against Ipswich, and number 3 Warner is at home against Phillip tonight. The Scotties are 7-2 on the season as they travel to undefeated Warner. That matchup kicks off at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. And we'll finish things off with the playoff matchups for the second round of Class 9B. That is the smallest class of all 7 classes. Avon is hosting number 8 Canastota. Number 5 Sully Buttes is at Corsica Stickney. Number 10, Coleman Egan is at number 2, Fulton area. And number 6 seed, Kadoke area Cougars. They were on the road earlier today in Del Rapids to take on number 3, Del Rapids St. Mary's. That one, I believe, is in the books.
Yeah, Del Rapids beat Kadoke area 30-0. So the Kadoke area Cougars, I do believe, is their mascot. Anyways, their season comes to an end here today.
So some teams will be done tonight. Other teams will get to move on to the next round. Again, this is the first round for all 11-man classes, and then it'll be the second round for the 9-man classes. Some of our area teams still going, including Spearfish, Hill City, St. Thomas More, Pierre, Phillip. Some of our teams, Rapid City Central, looks like their season's going to be done tonight. Kadoke area has already lost as well. And we're going to come back with your starting lineups as we get set for playoff action on KDSJ Sports. Remember, you can tune in on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com, and also with the KDSJ Sports mobile app. And you can watch the game for free through KDSJ-TV on our YouTube channel and Facebook Live. We'll be back with your starting lineup being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts in 1 minute.
Drive it on to victory with the Granite Home Team. At Granite Automotive, making all the right moves and scoring points for a better customer experience is a true team effort. From sales to finance, showroom to service, every Granite Home Team member has a role to play and a job to perform to make sure your next buying experience is your best buying experience. Enthusiastically on your side. Drive Granite. Go team. Go Granite. Buick, Nissan, GMC. Rapid City. Click drivegranite.com.
It's 6:05 here in Pierre tonight, 5:05 in the Mountain Time Zone as we get set for our game tonight between the Spearfish Spartans and the Pierre Governors. The Spearfish Spartans 6-3 on the season, number 5 in the state, going up against the 5-4 Pierre Governors, who are 4 in the seeding points, and that's what it really matters when we get into the postseason here. So the Spartans on the road at the Governors. Time now for our starting lineups, being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts, where a beautiful smile is always in style. Let's send it over to Clayson Davis with the starting lineups here for the Spearfish Spartans, and we'll see if you want to go offense, defense, as we have the coin toss on the field as well.
Yeah, we'll start with the Spearfish Spartan defense as we have Asher Peel, Sam Marcus, and Marcus Medina. They're the 3-down linemen in the 4-3 defense. Outside linebacker, senior Evan Wilson, also making a start. Lathan Lucas, the junior middle linebacker, who's been all over the field all over today. Hunter Walters gets a start from the inside linebacker position, and filling in for the outside linebacker, Aiden Kraut, who's out for the year. That is Brock Lewis, the sophomore. Defensive back, that is Dylan Doran. He makes the start again. He was questionable coming to this game. He is suited up, ready to go. He'll make a start from one cornerback position. Cade Vavruska, he's a safety, along with Aiden Meverden, the senior. He's also the other safety. Carson Sire is the cornerback. For the Spearfish offense, it's the same as usual. Hughes returns at quarterback. We do have Jack Coette back tonight, number 19, making his first appearance since Aberdeen Central. He's back tonight. Hunter Walters, the running back, along with Evan Wilson. Receivers, Dylan Doran, Carson Sire, Cade Vavruska, and then the offensive line from left to right, Asher Peel, Reese Batts, Sam Marcus, Leighton Loop, and Matthew Medina. Meanwhile, the Pierre offense, they'll be on. I believe they'll be on the field first. As yes, Cody gives me the thumbs up. Pierre will get the ball first, and they are led by Caleb Lounsbury, the quarterback, junior. Carter Merrill makes a return back at running back. Also, we have. You're gonna have to help me with his name, Cody. Number 7. Carter Shufflebine, that's how it was. Carter Shufflebine, Lincoln Dilgis, and George Stolley. Those are all of the wide receivers. Cooper Terwillinger. Cody and I had an argument last time here trying to pronounce that name. He makes the start at tight end. A tackle is Ty Minkle, the outside guard. It's an offset line for Pierre, so the center instead, the middle of the offensive line. He is now technically playing the guard spot. So Ty Minkle's the tackle. The outside guard is Zayden Rounds, the senior inside guard, where the center would traditionally be. That is Jacob McConan. The center, who's technically a right guard, that is Bryson Woolman. And then the nub guard, as Coach Steele says, that's usually saved for their best lineman. That goes to Max Bogenhagen. So that is a look at the Pierre Governor offense. And we'll go to the defense later on the action. Meanwhile, kickoff is getting ready to go, and we have playoff football right here on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV.
We are kicking things off at 6:08 Central, 5:08 Mountain Time. The Pierre Governors taking it from their 1-yard line out to the 10, to the 15, and on the special teams unit, he'll get it across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. So the Pierre Governors take over on the offense first here in this one as they won the toss. They like to get the football first, trying to set the tone. They started off the season winning back-to-back games. Then they lost 4 games in a row, and you thought Pierre was just down and out. But then they beat Spearfish, they beat Sturgis, they beat Douglas. They're on a 3-game winning streak heading into the playoffs as they're trying to go for their 8th straight championship. And it all starts tonight here in Class 11 AA. Quarterback Caleb Lounsbury is out there for the Pierre Governors as he will start under center. He'll hand it off, and they'll get it up to about the 25 to the 27-yard line. Stalley was the one that caught a touchdown pass in the first drive last time these two meet. So we'll see if the wide receiver gets in often here. And, of course, the guy that comes in for some special packages is Elijah Bucci, the senior tight end defensive lineman, 6'3", 220 pounds. We'll probably see him tonight in some different formations as the Govs pick up some yardage there on first down. Now brings up 2nd and 4. Governors with the green helmets, black jerseys, black pants, and white numbers. Here's the handoff, and Spearfish eyes it out and brings him down. A couple of Spartans in there on the tackle. Let's give some credit to Aiden Meverden, the defensive back, coming in to get the tackle along with Lathan Lucas.
Yeah, nice to see Aiden Meverden come up and make that tackle early in this game. He had a really tough time versus Sturgis in coverage and also coming up making tackles. The senior had a rough go versus Sturgis, but he gets his first tackle early in this playoff matchup.
A minute 10 into the game. 3rd and about 4 to go here for the Governors on their first drive of the game. Rolling out and throwing it down. It is caught. There's the catch by the Governors, and the green and black get inside the 45 to about the 44-yard line. And Lounsbury with the throw, making the catch is number 12, Cooper, the senior, 6'5", 225 pounds. Good size on him, so you throw it up. He can make a lot of catches as he makes the grab there. Gets enough for the Governor. First down into Spartan territory.
Yeah, Cooper Terwillinger, the Spearfish defense, he thought that they were able to undercut that route and jump up and try to pick off the pass. But it's really hard to match the wingspan of a 6'5" tight end, especially one with the athleticism as Terwillinger.
And again, our pregame show is being brought to you by Jinx Collision Repair with a location in Spearfish as well as in Sturgis. And here is the handoff for the Pierre Governors. They go right up the gut, and they'll get up to about the 41-yard line. Let's see, for the Spearfish Spartan defense, one guy I want to point out that's going to be key tonight, Aiden Meverden, another guy that I think is going to be key in all phases of the game, offense, defense, special teams, Sam Marcus. So we'll see if he can pin them deep in the punting game, if he can make his point afters and field goals, if it needs to come down to that. And he's playing different spots throughout the game as well. So Sam Marcus, Aiden Meverden, that's my favorite guys tonight to be on the lookout for. Here's the Pierre Governors, second in about 5 as they bring a man in motion as they go right to left on the radio dial. They'll hand it off this time to Stalley, and Stalley will get it up to about the 35-yard line and inside the 35. So the Pierre Governors will gain 7 yards on that play. They'll move the chains, and a new set of downs here for Pierre. 9:45 left to go, first quarter.
Yeah, right now, Pierre, they're starting off this game much like they did 2 weeks ago on the ground. Pierre, they were able to set up the ground game early, which eventually set up Lounsbury to air it out through the air later in the contest. So Spearfish needing to be able to plug up the gaps. I know Coach Teason talked with him earlier this week, say they need to figure out their run fits and be able to shut down the run versus this Pierre Governor squad. As right now, Merrill, even when the Spartans are plugged up, he's able to fall forward for 5 or 6 yards. And when you average 4 to 5 yards a carry and 3 runs, you get a first down each time.
Carter Merrill, 5'11", 175-pound junior, running the football that time for the Governors. Again, Kellen Hansen is out tonight as he got hurt against Sturgis. Hudson Schaefer is out for the Pierre Governors. He has a torn ACL. And also with a broken fibia is Tucker Ott. He will not be playing tonight, but they do get Coulter Babcock back into the roster in the game tonight. Here's the handoff for the Governors. Of course, in the postseason, you always want to run the football, establish the line of scrimmage, and there's a gain right there for the Govs as they hand it off to Elijah Bouches. We usually see him at the goal line at the last time these two met, but Elijah gets some yardage there, and we'll get another set of downs.
Yeah, Pierre right now, they're not just running the same 3 plays over and over again. They're being really diverse with their run game, using jet sweeps, and, of course, they're running a lot off-tackle Spearfish. They're trying to plug up the inside. That's where Pierre made their money 2 weeks ago, and now see if Spearfish can plug up the middle, as that time Merrill, he does plug up the middle for 7 yards on first down. They're just going to keep moving the chains for the Governors, and Spearfish, when you can't stop the run and you're averaging giving up averaging around 7 yards per carry, it's the offense doesn't have to get too creative in order to get a first down.
Merrill and Bucci keeping it on the ground here for the Pierre Governors, as they've only thrown it one time here on this drive, and the combination of Bucci and Merrill have been able to get the job done on the ground. Second down and about 3 to go here for the Governors as they head towards the west end zone. Here's another handoff. It's a pitch going over to Merrill, and this time Carter will get down inside the 10-yard line. So another first down. It'll be first and goal here for the Govs.
Yeah, right now, Pierre, they're just establishing the line of scrimmage much like they did 2 weeks ago. And one thing with this Spearfish Spartan squad, when you have those heavy rushers, especially with Hunter Walters in the backfield, Spearfish, they want to be the ones to establish the line of scrimmage and also stop the run on defense. But it's really hard to establish the run when you're going to be trailing the whole game. And right now, Pierre, they're just having their way with the Spartans' defensive front 7 running the ball.
And here's a handoff to Merrill, and he's tackled there by the Spearfish Spartans. Coming in to get the tackle, number 6 for the Spartans is Hunter Walters. And these two teams met just a couple weeks ago on the opening drive. The Governors took off about 5.5 minutes on the clock on that first drive, and then they threw a touchdown. They're kind of doing the same thing here. We've already taken over 5 minutes off the clock here on the opening drive, as Pierre will send another man in motion, going to be set up as the tight end. There is Cooper. And now the Governors look at second and goal from about the 10-yard line. Here's the handoff to Merrill. Merrill gets about to the 6-yard line, and then we are going to have him tackled there at about the 6, and our first penalty of the game. And let's recognize our game officials. And they are the same officials that we had last week when Sturgis played at Spearfish. It is a Black Hills crew. You have Tolsma, you have Bo Garcia, and the man in the white hat is Runnin' Royce Wurtzer is going to be our head official. And the first penalty of the game is going to be on the Pierre Governors, so that will back them up a little bit. And Royce is the official from Rapid City doing the game tonight. And the law on the field is being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection. So the Governors back up a little bit, brings up now 2nd and goal, back to around the 18-yard line here for the Govs. 6:23 left to play, almost 6 minutes taken off the clock here on this opening drive.
Yeah, Pierre right now down. They're going to go to the air and see if they have any success. Coach Steele wanted to be able to go to the air early, and that's a great defensive play at that time by Aiden Meverden. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Pierre go his direction a lot of times early and often in this one, as Aiden Meverden, he had a hard time in coverage versus Sturgis last week, and that's what got the Scoopers back in the game and eventually gave them the win. But Aiden Meverden off to a better start now in the run game, coming up from his safety position, making tackles, and there on the coverage of the slot receiver for Pierre.
3rd and 18 for the Pierre Governors with the ball at the 18-yard line. So that would be 3rd and goal from the 18-yard line. As the Pierre Governors under head coach Steele and the Spearfish Spartans under head coach Teason over on the far side of the field. Here's Pierre looking to throw it, and it's going to go to the corner of the end zone and getting down and making the catch. Let's see if this is going to be a touchdown or not, and the official says no, as he did not pull it in. They'll say he was out of bounds. Making the catch there was Cooper, but unable to get the score.
Well, I'm just going to believe that he was out of bounds, because from my point of view and also from KDSJ-TV, we can't get that corner of the end zone, but Pierre, that's a great shot to throw to on 3rd and very long. The 6'5" Cooper Terwillinger, he's over pretty much height-wise over everyone. And no, they just caught the ball, it was out of bounds. Carson Sawyer again with the coverage.
About a 35-yard field goal here for the Pierre Governors. There was some movement on the Spearfish Spartans side, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to get Spearfish probably with an offsides or encroachment. Even if Spearfish didn't cross the line of scrimmage, they came up and made a motion right in front of the offensive line, which is also illegal, because any motion toward the offensive line made by the defense that tries to get them to jump, that is no, really, they're going to call it on Pierre. I was going to say I thought they were going to call that on Spearfish, because Spearfish made a move toward the line of scrimmage. And if you make a move toward the offensive line trying to get them to jump, that is illegal. But no, they're going to catch Pierre with the snap infraction, so the center must have flinched on the snap, and now Pierre backed up for this field goal.
So now the football is at the 23-yard line. So this would be about a 40-yard field goal for the freshman kicker for the Pierre Governors, and that is Carter Templeton.
He has proved himself for the Governors this season already. He's the kicker and the punter, and now they're going to talk with head coach Steele. I think he's still a little mad about that last flag, and I would honestly, yes, being the away radio, but I would actually have to side with Steele on that one, because Spearfish made a move toward the line of scrimmage and trying to get the offensive line to jump. That's illegal, but no, the center must have moved first. We're going to go with that. Here comes the field goal.
40-yard field goal, yes, as the special teams is out there for the Pierre Governors getting ready to kick. The place kicker is Carter Templeton. And here's the snap, here's the hold, here's the kick, and it is going to be no good. On the opening drive, the Pierre Governors get down inside the 10-yard line but can't get any points out of it, and they took exactly 6 minutes off the clock. No points as the field goal is missed. So we're 0-0 tie, and we're going to keep it right here as the Spearfish Spartans will bring their offense onto the field. Again, the Spartans only had 170 yards of total offense last time these two teams played just a couple weeks ago. They had about 150 yards in penalties in that game.
Yeah, looking at the Governor defense, they also run that 3-4 alignment with Mickle, Schremp, and McConan there at the offensive line. Showing hard, Rounds, Babcock, and, of course, Elijah Bucci. Those are the linebackers. Carson Stoser is a corner, along with Sun and Shine, your boy, is also back there at the safety. George Staley, this other safety, and Porter Hunsley. He's a freshman making a start in the one cornerback position.
Jack Coet getting the start tonight for the Spearfish Spartans at quarterback. We haven't seen him since the Aberdeen Central game because of a concussion, and he's practiced through that, got clearance, and here he is as the throwing threat for the Spearfish Spartans. You're probably going to see still Thomas Hughes out there as a running threat quarterback. Jack Coet complete on his first pass. Now he rolls out, and he's going to run it up to the 25, 30, 35, 40, and he stiffs arms a man, and he might get a late hit here as he gets drug out of bounds. But that is the running ability that we see now by Jack Coet, the junior quarterback, getting the start tonight for the Spearfish Spartans. Now, Hughes is not hurt, but when Jack Coet's ready to go, they give him the green light and able to start at quarterback. But I believe we'll see Hughes. We may even see Sire throw some passes tonight as we did late in the game against the Sturgis Scoopers. And again, my couple of key players. We'll see what Aiden Meverding could get done defensively, and also Sam Marcus on offense. Here's the handoff, and no, it'll be a throwback to Hunter Walters. That was not a smart decision, as threw it backwards. That was a live football that bounced on the ground, and then Walters able to recover it. With 5:04 left to play in the first quarter, the Spartans' first drive, and now it's second and long.
Yeah, that was a kind of a double shovel option type play. They had Evan Wilson coming on the jet sweep. Coet had the option to hand off to him, and then right when the defense came to suffocate him, Coet was able to get it out to Hunter Walters, but I think he might have been a little too amped up as he overthrew the pass.
Here's the handoff, goes to Hunter Walters. He gets it across the 45-yard line and up to about the 49, so that will still be shy of the first down for the Spartans. It'll bring up now third and about 3 for Spearfish as they go left to right.
Yeah, now with Coet in at quarterback, you have more of a vertical passing threat that Spearfish hasn't had in a long time, ever since the Aberdeen Central game, and now let's see what they do on third and short.
Here's the handoff. They get it. Here's Walters running into Governor territory and gets tackled at the 40-yard line. That'll be a first down for Spearfish as they move the chains, getting into the Gov's field position now. Just checking around out there to see if we see Dylan Doran at number 4 for the Spartans. He was questionable and a game-time decision coming in. I do not see him on the field right now. Who I do see is Carson Sire as a wideout here on the near side. Here's the handoff for the Spartans, and a couple of decisions to be made there. They did make the handoff, and he gets inside the 40.
Yeah, that time, Hunter Walters, he's able to get a little bit established on the ground. That's something that we didn't see at all 2 weeks ago here in Pierre, as Hunter Walters, there was the nice little short carry. We do have Thomas Hughes sighting on the field. He's actually lined up as the far wide receiver on the field. Of course, Thomas Hughes, he's not just a quarterback. He's caught a few touchdown passes this year as well. He might need to show up playing wide receiver with Dylan Dorn currently not on offense.
Here's Evan Wilson carrying it and then gets it down to about the 36-yard line. Again, Dorn kind of injured. Crott, one of the big guys on defense, is out tonight with the injury, but we lose a couple of guys, but we do gain one in Jack Coet, and that is very key. We saw some great things in game 1 against T-Area. He laid out a heck of a block against Mitchell, and now he's back calling the plays. Here is the snap. High snap to him. He throws it near side down the field, and this one will be out of bounds, intended for Carson Sire.
Yeah, that time Carson Sire able to get a one-on-one matchup with the freshman, and that is number 14, Porter Hunsley. He gets the start at a corner, and now it was a one-on-one matchup. It was a matchup you liked if you were a Spartan fan, but again, just thrown out of bounds and out of the field of play for Spearfish. Jack Coet showing off the arm. Might be a little too amped up. He's had to watch a lot of football from the bench. And now Spearfish, they'll go for it on fourth down.
4th down for the Spearfish Spartans at the Governor 35-yard line. It's a 4th and 5 coming up for Spearfish. Maybe they're just trying to get the Govs offside as they look over to the sideline, and Coach Teason will call a timeout here with a fast-moving first quarter. 2:50 left to go here in the opening frame. It is scoreless between the number 5 seed Spearfish Spartans and the number 4 seed Pierre Governors. As the teams go to the respective sidelines, we'll be back in 30 seconds with more Thursday Night Football on KDSJ Sports.
For nearly 50 years, Low Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project, big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated, building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
Thanks for joining us tonight, however you may be, whether at the field here in Pierre, listening to us on your mobile device, thanks to the KDSJ mobile app, or online at KDSJ980.com, and as well through the radio and KDSJ-TV, where you can watch the game for free tonight. It's a 4th and 5 coming up here for the Spartans as Coet looks left, goes right, and then back over to the left-hand side and threw it underneath and away from his intended receiver. It's going to be picked off by the Governors. Governors will bring it back to the 20, and then down at about the 23-yard line. Picking off the pass with the Pierre Governors on 4th down was number 8, Carter Templeton. He's the freshman kicker and punter, also plays the defense, and making the interception there. So kind of like a punt. I mean, Pierre brings it back out to around the 24-yard line. So the Spartans go for it on 4th down. They throw the interception, and it was away for the intended receiver. Picked off pretty easily there by the Governors. And back we go here with Pierre on their second drive of the game. Under 3 minutes left to go, first quarter. Rolling out and almost getting sacked. And we are going to have a whistle, and this play will be dead.
Yeah, good pressure that time by Spearfish. I didn't see who got into the backfield. I think that was number 42, that was Marcus Medina. As that will be fallen incomplete. Everyone thought that it was a fumble, but it is still an incomplete pass. It's 2nd down, and both teams forcing a stop when the opponent's driving on them. So you almost wonder if the momentum could swing back to Pierre. Let's see if the Spearfish defense can buckle up and make a stop.
Pierre missing a field goal. Spearfish throwing an interception on their respective first drives. And this will be a handoff to the Governors, but the flag comes in the backfield. So this will be a flag, and they'll talk things over. And maybe in the area of holding here on this 2nd down play, but we'll double check. As the clock is stopped right now with 2:23 left to play, first quarter. And it will be holding on the Governors, so they'll get backed up a little bit. Cold Reds, keys to the game. Very important part of this broadcast, Clayson.
Okay.
Win the turnover battle. Okay, that's number 1. They're not doing that so far. They're -1. Limit the penalties. Well, they haven't had as many penalties as last time. They've had 1 so far. Pierre has had 3. And also, how about scoring the red zone? Finish drives. That's my 3rd and final key to the game. Code Reds keys. That pass is incomplete, and nearest one to it was Spearfish Spartan Carson Sire. He did have 2 interceptions last time these two teams played here on this very field a couple weeks ago. Unable to make that catch defensively, and we now bring up 3rd and a while to go. Let's see, officially it's 3rd and 20.
Yeah, and Pierre, they're going to go to number 12 early and often with Cooper Terwillinger. 6'5", he has great speed for someone of that size as well. And he's able to get matched up, especially on your smaller safeties, as they'll throw to him early and often. As Coach Steele, we heard in the pregame, he wants to be able to air it out through the pass, and they'll see if they can do it on 3rd and long.
Here it is. Down the field they go, and it's picked off by the Spearfish Spartans, and then he drops the football thanks to a nice contact there by number 12. That was Cooper kind of turning into a defender real quick there as the Spearfish Spartans, Cade Vavruska, almost had the interception, but he dropped it as Cooper turned around and knocked the ball out of his hands. Now going to bring up 4th down for the Pierre Governors way back at, I believe, their 14-yard line. It is 4th and 20 from their own 14. This is their second drive, and they'll have to punt it.
Yeah, good job that time by Spearfish. They double covered Cooper that time, as now we'll see Carson Sire back to return the punt, and it'll just bounce. Not a very long punt. It'll just roll out at around the 40, 41-yard line. So Spearfish, they will take possession at their own 40-yard line. But going back to that 3rd and long play, Spearfish had 2 defenders on Cooper Terwillinger, 2 of their better defensive backs in Carson Sire and then the safety Cade Vavruska, as they had double coverage on the 6'5" tight end. And like you said, Cody, looks like Cade Vavruska had a chance to come away with that interception, but 6'5", 220 pounds in the middle of your chest trying to catch a ball probably does not feel good.
As the Spearfish Spartans get the ball back after the punt by Templeton, which wasn't great. So now 1st down for the Spearfish Spartans. They hand it off over here to Walters. And let's see, Hunter will get, I believe, inside the 30 as he's starting to build up some momentum here for the Spearfish Spartans. And we have 1 minute and 48 seconds left to play first quarter.
Yeah, Hunter Walters, it is so key to get him going early in this ball game because Spearfish, they haven't been able to set up the run at all the past 2 weeks. And, of course, if you look at the score and also look at the record for Spearfish the past 2 weeks, they're 0-2. And a lot of it is because they just haven't been able to get going on the ground. And, of course, having Jack Coet at quarterback, being able to throw it, that also helps you out as well.
Coet getting the start tonight as the Spearfish Spartans quarterback. Hands it off to Walters, waiting for his blockers, and he gets the ball inside around the 25 to around the 23. The ball comes loose, but they'll say he was down as we hear the whistles. The sun sets here in Pierre by the river as we're in the heart of the capital city here at Hollister Field. Coming under a minute and a half left to go first quarter. Spearfish goes no huddle as 2nd down here for Spearfish in about 8 yards.
It's also the first time we've seen Mick Bosch today, and now Spearfish, they'll use their 2nd timeout of the first half. They're already going to use 2 timeouts in the first quarter.
You get 3 timeouts per half, so Coach Teason will call a timeout here for the Spearfish Spartans, as we want to say thanks to some more of our sponsors, including Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, as they bring us our broadcast booth here tonight from Hollister Field in Pierre. Thanks to Heiserling Concrete, Beef Logic, and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council, and also thanks to the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. And let's give a shout out to Dana Dental Arts in Spearfish and Rapid City, where a beautiful smile is always in style. I'm Cody Oliver with KDSJ Radio. Clayson Davis with us again as we have some great footage over there on KDSJ-TV on our YouTube channel and Facebook Live, as you can check out the action there free of charge, or if you're on the radio, AM, FM, Listen Live link and the mobile app, as Mick Bosch is into the game. As Clayson said, he gets the handoff here. He usually goes with those short yardage kind of plays, so that brings up about 3rd and 6 here for Spearfish.
And now Spearfish, you're not technically inside the red zone, but against this tough Pierre Governor squad, you're going to have to treat anything inside the opponent's 40 as the red area. That is hard to score on this Pierre Governor defense, so anytime you get the ball in opponent territory, it is crucial you come away with some sort of points.
If you're just joining us here during the 5 o'clock hour, it is scoreless in Pierre in the first round of the playoffs tonight. Class 11 AA quarterfinals, or first round, as 8 teams get into the playoffs here for this division. And Spearfish going up against Goliath here, as the Governors won the 7th straight state championships in this division. They beat Yankton last year in the Dome, and they'll start to make another quest tonight. But the Spartans going on the road, getting in their way. with the clock winding down here in the first.
Yeah, I think Spearfish, they'll just let this one run out. Of course, Spearfish already using 2 of their timeouts in the first quarter. We'll see if that will come back to bite them in the second quarter. But so far, if you're a Spartans fan, you got to be happy with the effort and what you've seen and heard on the field so far. Almost not quite night and day difference compared to 2 weeks ago, but it is a much better start for the Spartans.
And it is 0-0 as we will go to the second quarter. Spearfish will have a 4th down facing them when we come back in 1 minute on KDSJ Sports.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
American Colloid, a minerals technologies company, is not only part of the community we live in, they are the community. Bentonite clay, mined right here in our own backyard near Belfouche in Colony, Wyoming, provides a contributing factor to this area's economic success. This unique product has a huge range of uses, from the main component in cat litter to health and beauty.
As we get into the second quarter of action here on this Thursday night of football, Spearfish Spartans facing a 4th down, and for their second drive of the game, they go for it on 4th down, but, well, at least it wasn't intercepted. They do not get the 4th down conversion.
As we can see, Cody Oliver making an appearance on our KDSJ-TV through the window. So.
Hi.
Anyway, yeah, like you said, Cody, it wasn't picked off, but again, of course, the long outside linebacker and Bucci, they're slapped down to knock down the pass, and right there on the tackle for Spearfish is Marcus Medina. He has been coming up big in the absence of Aiden Kraut.
So Pierre has it. After the turnover on downs by the Spearfish Spartans, Pierre has it deep in their own territory. It's going to be 2nd and 11 from their own 19-yard line. Either team really to dig deep into the other one's territory as we start off the second quarter, scoreless game.
Yeah, look for Pierre. They might go with a play action after that loss of 1 as they look to be checking the play at the line of scrimmage. Under centers, Pierre, they've been going to this under center formation a lot. So there'll be a toss outside to Merrill, who has some breaking room, and there he goes.
And he gets tackled at around the 46-yard line. Biggest play by either team so far tonight as Carter Merrill gets the handoff from quarterback Caleb Lounsbury, and the handoff is going to go for enough for a 1st down as the tailback gets it up to around the 46-yard line. It's now 1st and 10 for the Govs.
And of course, the Governors using the outside perimeter runs and using the ability of DeMerrill to cut it up. As right there, Merrill again cutting it through the outside to get another gain of 10. And just Pierre being really patient with the run game. Now you see the Governors start to establish more of a run game themselves.
I liked how he waited for his blocks there. He just kind of went back and forth in the backfield. And this time, I believe there might be a face mask, first of all, on Spearfish as the Governors get it across the 40 down inside to about the 39-yard line. We do see a penalty flag coming in. And then another penalty flag just came in now as they wait till they come to the line of scrimmage to talk things over. Maybe the second penalty is just late, or did he see something else going on out there?
I don't know. I believe there wasn't much going on, and the flag came from the back judge there behind the Spearfish defense, so I imagine if it was something said, now they pick up the flag. As now we have a zebra meeting there at just outside the 40-yard line. And I thought I saw a face mask, and yeah, Spearfish, they are backing up. So it looks like that the penalty will go against the Spartans.
2 penalties on Spearfish. That first one will be declined. And then the personal foul face mask will be the one that will be taken. So we have head referee Royce Wurtzer out there, Bo Garcia, Mr. Tolsma is out there. I see Randy Stanton. Those are some of the officials tonight. The Black Hills crew making their way out to Pierre tonight, and Spearfish gets penalized 2 more times. That's 3 penalties on them in the first half, 3 as well on Pierre.
Yeah, now we'll see if Spearfish, they can rebound on defense with Pierre. They've been running the ball early and often. I wouldn't be surprised if they play action here and get Spearfish running downhill and just throw it behind them, especially with the likes of Terwillinger. They'll stay in just that under center formation with Merrill in the backfield.
1st and 10 at the Spartan 23-yard line. Here's the handoff by Merrill, and he gets it inside the 20 to around the 15-yard line. Good gain by the main running back for the Pierre Governors is Carter Merrill. Again, don't forget about Bucci out there as well as he comes in for different formations as Pierre goes no huddle here on this drive. This is their 3rd drive of the game. First one, they missed a 40-yard field goal. Then they had to punt. And here in the second quarter is another drive that they're getting deep in Spearfish territory. Here's the handoff, goes to Merrill. And then he'll get tackled inside the 10 to around the 8-yard line.
Yeah, it's now Carter Merrill. He's just being able to find open creases, and even when he does get first contact, he's able to just keep the legs moving and drag a pile of tacklers to get some more yards after contact.
So 9:45 left to play here in the first half as Spearfish and Pierre tied up at 0. And what probably would be the best game of the Class 11 AA, have the 4-5 matchup out of the 8 teams, a rematch of 2 weeks ago. Under center goes Lounsbury, and he'll hand it off. Bread and butter time. Here is Merrill, and he gets into the end zone for the Pierre Governors. That will be an 8-yard touchdown as they cap things off on that drive after forcing a turnover on downs to the Spearfish Spartans. They drive it all the way down the field and cap it off with the 8-yard score.
Yeah, that same toss play off the weak side of the offensive line. Haven't talked about this much of this game, but that offset line that Pierre uses where the center really lines up as a guard, really, as there's 3 offensive linemen one side of the center, just 1 on the other. But that allows blocking matchups. If you overplay the weak side, you're able to get open field, much like what just happened there on those toss plays over to the nub guard side, as Merrill was able to find some open running room. And then if you overplay the weak side, then you have a blocking advantage on the strong side of the offensive line. So Pierre using their formations to their benefit here early in this one in the run game, and we have a 7-0 ball game.
And with 9:22 left to go here in second quarter, the Pierre Governors break through with the touchdown, and the point after is good. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KDSJ Sports.
Products, pharmaceuticals, and more. It's all produced right here in all of our community. American Colloid Company, working together, winning together.
For over 10 years, Allied Construction has been a trusted name in the Black Hills, providing top-quality construction services to our local community. We take pride in being a local business with deep roots in the area. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust us to deliver exceptional results on every project. Our team is dedicated to providing personalized service, ensuring your project gets the attention and expertise it deserves.
Check out their website today. Click alliedconstruction.com or find them on Facebook.
Spearfish will get the kickoff here after the touchdown by Pierre, and it will be a kick that gets up to about the 37-yard line on the return there by Carson Sire. Well, so far we talked about Spearfish needing to score in the red zone and finish drives. So far, Spearfish with 2 drives and 1 interception and another one turnover on downs. So they are not finishing drives. But you know what? We'll start a new one now. 1st and 10 for Spearfish as they are at their own 36-yard line here in the second quarter.
Now let's see if Spearfish, they can get some rhythm going offensively, see if they can do it through the ground, and they have one of the best backs in the state in Hunter Walters as he scampers forward for a gain of about 5. But that last drive for Pierre, 7-play drive, all 7 of them runs by Carter Merrill, and he was able to use his patience and then his speed to be able to find creases, be able to use his speed to get to the outside, get into open space, and use that burst to bust forward through the offensive line. And even when he did have a tackler in front of him, he carried him for yards after contact.
3 receivers set here for Spearfish on the near side. Coet, who hasn't played in several weeks, throws this one up in the air, and it will be incomplete. Nice job by the defensive back, going one-on-one, knocking down the pass that time defensively by the Pierre Governor defense, knocking it out of the hands of Sire. As you mentioned, Merrill, 7 straight runs there by the Pierre Governors. It's Halloween. You know what is scary and haunting would be if Merrill continues that all night.
And he almost looked like he was dressed up like Marshawn Lynch. He wears the same number 24, and he's running like it here against Spearfish.
3rd down and short here for Spearfish. Here in the second quarter, they're going right to left on the radio dial on KDSJ-TV. Here's the handoff. It's going to be a first down for Spearfish. Blockers following him, and down inside the 20. To the 15, cutting back to the 5, and all the way into the end zone for the Spearfish Spartans. That will be a 56-yard touchdown run by Hunter Walters.
Yeah, on 3rd down, too. Hunter Walters, you almost forgot that he's one of the he is one of the leading rushers in the state, as he was quiet the past 2 games against the Pierre Governors 2 weeks ago and against Sturgis. He's able to find a crease now, and then when number 6 gets an open field, look out.
Spearfish getting the 56-yard touchdown run. Good blocking all the way downfield by Spearfish as they try to tie the game up here with Sam Marcus attempting the point after for Spearfish. The junior kicker will wait the kick, and if everything goes clean here, here's the snap, and it does not go clean. He kicks this one almost off the ground, literally. So Spearfish, every point counts. Special teams unsuccessful with the point after. And Spearfish now down 7-6. It was a quick drive there by the Spartans. Took under 1 minute. And with 8:25 left to play here in the second, Spearfish down 7-6. Special teams, not so special there that time.
Yeah, it looked like I tried looking at it on the KDSJ-TV sports replay. And I don't know if the holder bobbled the snap at all. But it really looked like that it was just dysfunctional from the start. Kicker that time, Sam Marcus, looks like he had the double choke when he goes to kick the ball, and then, of course, when you lose all your momentum and you screw up your rhythm as a kicker, you don't really get in a rhythm with it as both teams come out for the kickoff.
I put the pressure on him as one of our key players to the game for Spearfish.
See, Cody, it's your fault.
Well, you got to get things done. And we seen him have a field goal blocked earlier this year, and that was ran back for a touchdown. So I'm putting the pressure on the young man, and let's see if he can bounce back, maybe punt one about 70 yards as the game goes on. 7-6, Spearfish down by 1, and plenty of game to go. And let's see, this one will go into the end zone, and it will be a touchback. Let's see. Aiden Meverton, my main player on defense. Let's see if he can get going here defensively as Spearfish brings that unit on the field. Their head coach, Tom Teason, they're over there on the far side of the field. And Spearfish crowd, a little bit more people than we saw last time here and a couple weeks ago. Of course, this might be the final game for 14 seniors for the Spearfish Spartans. So all the parents are here and to cheer them on, hopefully, to the next round of the playoffs as Spearfish down 7-6. Second quarter, 8:25 left as Pierre starts another drive.
Yeah, now Pierre will just go back to that formation. Heavy to the far side of the field. They're just going to hand off to Merrill again, have him do his damage, much like he did the first drive.
Penalty flags come in. We have 1, 2, 3 penalty flags. And they all come in around the 30-yard line. What do you think this could be?
This either could be a face mask on Spearfish or it could be a holding on Pierre. I believe they'll probably get a face mask on Spearfish as, yeah, normally if it's a holding a penalty, it would have been back at the line of scrimmage, but this one was thrown during the middle of the play as Spearfish, again, handing away yardage on defense.
It's their 4th penalty here of the first half, and this will give Pierre a fresh set of downs with 8:16 left to play here in the first half. Pierre going under center with Lounsbury. He'll hand it off, and this time Pierre gives it to Carter Merrill. Really no surprise as he gains about 4 and gets it up to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, it's been the story of the running backs early in this one, Cody, as last drive, all 7 plays went to Carter Merrill on the ground. And even when he does get first contact, as he was met at the line of scrimmage and then fell forward for a few more yards for a gain of 4. And then on the other side, Hunter Walters getting an open space and then bursting for the touchdown for Spearfish.
Here's the pitch, goes to Merrill, and Merrill gets into Spartan territory and nears a first down as he's tackled there at about the 48. They do move it to a third down, but I think he had enough for the first down as the officials will spot it at the 48, and that will be enough for the first down. So now they'll move the chain gang. We want to say thanks to Granite Automotive, also Fisher Sand and Gravel, Pillin Optical, and Powder River Energy as we bring you the game from the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. I'm Cody Oliver along with Clayson Davis for Game 10 of our high school football season.
And now for Spearfish, you're really going to have to focus on stopping the run, even if that leaves your defensive backs in one-on-one coverage. But if Pierre's able to just run the ball like they have been on this drive again, it could be a long game.
Nice stiff arm by Carter Merrill. I told you this could be scary if he keeps running the football. He gets it down inside the 35 to around the 30-yard line. That was a stiff arm at about the 40, so he gained about another 10 yards after that. And the Carter Merrill show continues as it'll be first and 10 at around the 31-yard line for the Govs.
Yeah, again, that toss to the weak side of the formation. They had a puller that time to kick out the outside linebacker that time, or the inside linebacker that time, coming up to try to cut in the play, and that was Hunter Walters. But so far, again, Carter Merrill able to read his blocks and just find open running holes.
Here is the handoff, goes to Merrill. If it doesn't quit, keep on trying. And it's not broke. And he gets it inside the 10 to around the 6-yard line. And now I think it's going to be Cooper time probably here as you get closer to the end zone here. You got a couple of nice targets there. We've seen Carter Merrill run the football now about 11, 12 straight times as we have under 7 minutes left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, and I believe his streak is going to be broken because into the game he is Wildcat quarterback and who tore up the Spearfish Spartans last time, number 1.
It is Bucci, and he gets in for the touchdown. That is a 4-yard touchdown run by the Pierre Governors. They bring him in for different formations. Usually it's down inside the 5-yard line, and Elijah Bucci, the senior, gets the touchdown. And we'll see if they can add on some points. A 4-yard score there for the Govs with 6:45 left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, just the running game, same thing as last time. Pierre able to establish the run, and that got Spearfish off balance. See if they can make the PAT.
Templeton on for the PAT. It is good, so the point after adds to the lead here for the Pierre Governors. They were up 7-0, then it was 7-6. Now they're up 14-6, 6:45 left to play here in the second quarter. We'll be back to action here from Hollister Field in Pierre. It's the Govs hosting the Spartans right here on KDSJ Sports. We'll return in 1 minute.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of Pillin Optical. Since 1974, Pillin has dedicated its business to serving the community with quality eye care at a great price. The inventory has grown, giving you the widest selection of frames while maintaining the best prices for your family eye care needs. Your family is special, and Pillin Optical wants you to enjoy every minute clearly with them. After all, at Pillin Optical, quality eye care and customer service is the most important thing next to your sight. Pillin Optical, family owned for 50 years, 409 Kansas City Street.
I'm Cody Oliver back here at Hollister Field in Pierre as the Governors host the Spearfish Spartans. Opening round of the Class 11 AA playoffs. It's the quarterfinals as the maroon and white go on the road to take on the green and black tonight of high school football. The Governors getting all of their points here in the second quarter. A 8-yard touchdown run by Carter Merrill and then a 4-yard touchdown run by Elijah Bucci. In between those two, a 56-yard run by Hunter Walters. So we have some scoring going on here in the second quarter. Spearfish will start this drive first and 10 from their own 27-yard line. And let's see, Spearfish will again go with Jack Coat as quarterback. We haven't seen Thomas Hughes in any position so far for Spearfish as they hand it off to Walters. Let's see if he can get a big gain like he did last time. He spins around at the 35 to the 40 to midfield. Here's another foot race to the 40, 30, and out of bounds. Hunter Walters making the nice run there for the Spearfish Spartans. That's a gain of, 23 plus about 20 would be 43 yards on the carry, but we have a penalty.
No, I don't think we do. No, I think we're clean. Well, if it was a penalty, it'd be at the end of the play.
We have the officials talking things over here. I don't see a penalty, but I thought, there is a flag here, and it's right next to Coach Steele, and he's standing on it. That's probably why you can't see it. As I have another view here, Steele picks up the flag. He asks the refs, do you want it? It is a penalty on the Pierre Governors at the end of the play. Hunter Walters didn't get tackled. He went out of bounds and just stood there. There might have been some chirping going on after that happened, as Spearfish will take advantage of this penalty, hopefully. Again, that flag was thrown out of bounds, and Mr. Steele was literally standing on it.
You almost wonder if your Spearfish could maybe decline that penalty, because the second biggest kryptonite to Spearfish this year, penalties, red zone offense. Well, we're inside the 20.
It was finishing drives. The first one was an interception they thrown, then a turnover on downs. They finally got a touchdown there by Walters. Here's the pass out to Vavruska, and that will be incomplete. And again, once we get into the red zone, it's like a little dance. One step forward, two steps back, and Spearfish loses a yard there. Vavruska didn't make the catch, but then was tackled immediately.
I love it that your reflection of your red zone dance made it on KDSJ-TV, by the way. That is glorious.
More TV time for me. That's great. We're halfway through the second quarter. And
video killed the radio star.
Here's Coet. He's going to hand it off. No, it's going to be tipped up at the line of scrimmage and batted down, and it is a dead ball as we see the officials go incomplete, and we hear a couple of whistles. So that play is stopped, and again, Spearfish coming up on 3rd down and 11 now, just inside the red zone. That would be inside your 20-yard line, where Spearfish has failed more than they've completed.
Yeah, again, Bougie again on that outside linebacker position. Tall kid for Pierre, the senior, at 6'3", 220 pounds, able to jump up. His second deflection of Coet today, and honestly, right there at the same spot.
3rd down, Coet drops back, throws towards the end zone. He has a man, and it is caught. Evan Wilson with the touchdown catch for the Spearfish Spartans on a 3rd and 11 from the 16-yard line. Jack Coet for the first touchdown pass that he's had in quite some time. He throws it to Evan Wilson, and Spearfish is within 2.
Yeah, that time Evan Wilson beating his coverage that time. That's a Lincoln Schoenhard, the linebacker, but you get a linebacker out in open field to try to cover. It's really hard to keep up with a speedy running back and receiver in Evan Wilson. Wilson gets his first touchdown since the Douglas game, and Spearfish, they'll go for 2.
To tie things up here in the second quarter, 2 men go in motion, and I believe into the game is Thomas Hughes as he sets up right next to Coet. Coet runs around, he looks around, he has a man in the end zone, and it is deflected and dropped down, so Spearfish went for 2 for the tie. Could not get it, so it's 14-12. All of the scoring coming here in the second quarter, and with 5:45 left to play in the second quarter, Spartans still down by 2. We'll take a break, be back in 30 seconds on KDSJ Sports.
And welcome.
It's not one, but 2 great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money.
Well, it was Coet throwing the touchdown pass to Evan Wilson. And with 5:45 left to go, the Spearfish Spartans go for 2, but it fails. So it's 14-12 Govs here in the second.
Yeah, right now it's monkey see, monkey do. Both teams able to run the ball very well and with much efficiency. On the flip side, other team is having a hard time stopping the other opposing team's running game. I guess that's what happens when both teams are able to run the ball very well.
Back and forth we go now. That was 4 straight drives that we've had a score. And here is the return by the Pierre Governors. And this is going to be a nice return as they get it across midfield. And taking a hit out of bounds is the Pierre Governors, Carson Stoser. We could have a couple of penalties here on Spearfish. I believe one's going to be a face mask. Another one could be late hit out of bounds. We'll see.
Yeah, Spearfish, they're trying to tackle high, and of course, that's a few times today that they're just reaching for the ball carrier. They're not making that extra step to put a body on a body and making a tackle, just trying to reach out and grab the Governors and try to drag them down. And of course, you're going to get a lot of face mag penalties, some horse collar tackles as well. Spearfish not going up and making the tackle. They're just trying to reach out and drag guys to the ground. And that's also why how Cooper Merrill is able to get so many yards after contact.
So that'll be a penalty on the Spearfish Spartans. It's a face mask, and this will be 5-yarder added on at the end of the play.
And that's going to... Okay, I thought that moved the ball up. Yeah, I believe they're going to need to move the ball up 15 more yards already from the... Nope, they're just going to let her play, I guess, but...
As they place the football at the Spartan 36-yard line, so it was just a 5-yard penalty on Spearfish. And the fans saw it, the ref saw it, we saw the face mask. Here's the handoff, goes to Merrill, and this time Spearfish meets him behind the line of scrimmage. And bringing in the tackle there by Spearfish number 32, Brock Lewis, the linebacker. He's a sophomore and gets the tackle there.
Yeah, Brock Lewis, great baseball player that we saw this summer, and he's also the fill-in outside linebacker for Aiden Kraut, so he's able to get into the stat book with a tackle as the Spearfish defense all having to step up with the absence of number 40 in white and maroon, and great job that time by Brock Lewis bringing down the ball carrier in the backfield, something that we haven't seen a lot of today from the Spearfish defense.
Pierre using the clock. It's under 5 minutes left to go here before halftime, up by 2, 14-12. And here is Carter Scheffelbein with the carry for the Govs. And that'll gain about 5 yards. It brings up now third and maybe just 4 yards. Gain of 4, so it brings up third and around 6 yards as they have the football at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, I thought that time Pierre was able to get to the edge, and I thought there was more room on that far side, but good job of the Spearfish defense to rally.
Pierre Governor's going to go out of the shotgun. Spearfish looking like they're going to bring some guys into the box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We could look to see Bucci to pass here on third and medium.
Bucci is the quarterback in now, and he will keep it himself. He'll run out the left-hand side, go out of bounds towards the Spearfish sideline, and a flag comes in there from the backfield.
I believe this could be a holding on the Pierre Governors number 33, Coulter Babcock.
Clock stops right at 4 minutes left to go here in the first half. It was a scoreless first quarter, and then we've gone back and forth. Straight drives here with scores. A 8-yard touchdown run by Merrill, 56-yard touchdown run by Walters, 4-yard touchdown run by Bucci, and then a touchdown pass from Coet to Wilson. This penalty will be on the Pierre Governors, so they get backed up to around the 42.
Yeah, they're going to get the other senior tight end, Trevor Rounds, for a holding call. And now what was a third and manageable, they're going to be backed up for third and long. I expect another deep ball to senior receiver Stolly, or they could go back to Cooper Terwillinger, the tight end.
Backing up is the quarterback. He looks around. He has time. He'll throw it down, and on the route, makes the catch at the 30. Takes down a Spartan inside the 30 to around the 28-yard line. Making the catch was Carter Scheffelbein. Makes some good yardage there. So he goes from the 42 to inside the 30. to about the 27, very close to a first down. As we look across the field, they don't have the usual down marker. They have one that's nice lit up. So a fourth down and short to go for the Governors as the Governor fans cheer them on to go for fourth, and they will.
Yeah, Bucci back in the Wildcat, and I just expect him just to take it, run up the middle, and he almost could go for a pop pass for a touchdown. That might be a little risky on 4th and 1.
And Spearfish sets up defensively. Bucci will get down low, and he is met at the line of scrimmage. Good job by Spearfish, but then second chance, Bucci might get it.
No, Bucci, he is submerged forward after he is hit at first contact. Spearfish, I don't know if they thought that the play was over. We heard a giant cheer from Spearfish thinking that they had to stop, and then right at that moment, Bucci was able to find another gear, put it in overdrive, and then drive forward for a first down.
Kind of like a pickup stuck in the mud and the snow. Put that baby in four-wheel drive, and he got into inside the 25. First down here for the Govs, as it'll be back to the original quarterback, Lounsbury, and he will hand it off. Spearfish, little gang tackle there inside the 25, and Pierre will use some more of the clock here as we wind down the first half. 2.5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter with Pierre up 14-12. Spearfish has been unable to connect in their point afters, missed a point after for one, and then was unsuccessful on a 2-point conversion. And here we go with the handoff to Merrill. After a few plays of him not handling the pigskin, he gets it there. We've had one turnover in the game so far. That has been an interception by Spearfish on their opening drive. Pierre on their opening drive, they took about 6 minutes off the clock, missed a 40-yard field goal. Here's the Pierre Governors. They'll hand it off to Merrill. And Merrill, not much going there as the clock is under 2 minutes left to play here in the first half.
He will get a first down on that 3rd and short. As Spearfish, they're subbing out defensive linemen early and often in this one to be able to put up against this big Pierre offensive line. Pierre in 4-minute mode, and now that they're inside the red zone, you trade out number 6 at quarterback, you put in number 1 as Lounsbury will take a seat, and here comes Elijah Bucci back into the backfield in that Wildcat formation.
1st and 10 from the 11 as Bucci will have it inside the 10, inside the 5, carry some Spartans with him, and literally on their backs is he getting down into the end zone. That's going to be close as the side official comes in. They judge it, and they're going to say he's just outside the goal line. My goodness, Bucci gets it to the 1. Nice carry there, and we're going to have probably 1st and goal.
It's not quite a first down. Gain of 9.5, I'd say, as Spearfish. Again, they still can get a first down, Pierre can, but you're this close to the end zone. I think the Govs are thinking 6.
And it's going to be Bucci again, and he gets into the end zone with 44 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. It's the short yardage that you need from Elijah Bucci, and this is his second touchdown of the first half. It gives the Govs a 20-12 advantage.
Yeah, and just right up the middle, Bucci run left, a Bucci run right. I believe those are the only 2 plays in the playbook for number 1 in the backfield. But great job that time by the Pierre offensive line after Spearfish was able to, looked like to stop him on 4th down. Pierre comes up and drives through the defense and able to get another touchdown, extending their lead to now 20-14.
And we're going to have a penalty here.
20-12, that is, excuse me.
Flag comes in, and this will be...
If that's on Spearfish, Pierre could just elect to go for 2. Especially since the Spearfish hasn't been able to stop Pierre all night in short yardage situations. And yeah, it will be offsides against Spearfish. So Pierre, I wouldn't be surprised just to see them say, we're not going to go for 1. We might as well just get 2 on the board while we can when we're just right outside of the goal line.
Maybe bring Bucci in here for the 2-point conversion after that encroachment penalty, but they will decide to go for just 1, it looks like, as they lead it 20-12, trying to make this a 9-point game, and the kick is up, and it is good by the freshman Templeton. So it is 21-12 with 43 seconds left to play here in the second quarter for the Pierre Governors with a 9-point lead. You had Carter Merrill get a couple of runs on that, but that drive was capped off by Bucci with a 1-yard touchdown run as Spearfish trails here in the second quarter. We're late. Give us some more details over there at KDSJ-TV. Here's Clayson Davis.
Yep, first ever playoff game for the itty-litty-bitty KDSJ-TV. Little baby, according to Cody Oliver. Thought he was calling me one the other night at the volleyball game. But if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back to KDSJ-TV, rewatch all of our sports broadcasts, and you'll know exactly what we're talking about. But first playoff game for KDSJ-TV, just getting ready to complete the first fall. We got volleyball coming up next Tuesday, where Spearfish, they'll have a great game versus the Rapid City Stevens. Of course, Spearfish trying to be in pursuit to host a Sodak 16 game and try to punch their ticket to the state tournament, as right now the Rapid City Stevens Lady Raiders are coming into Spearfish on Tuesday.
We'll have it for you all across our KDSJ sports platforms Tuesday night. Here is the kickoff by the Govs. It'll be returned by Spearfish and up to the 30. And a nice return there by Walters up to around the 31-yard line. We're just in the middle of a busy week. Again, remind me what day it is. It's Thursday.
Thursday, okay. Yes. I had to do math, and you know how that goes. We
had volleyball on Monday in Newell. Last night was Wednesday night. We had men's college basketball tip off the season at Brookings as the Yellow Jackets fall last night. Tonight we have high school football here in Pierre. Tomorrow afternoon we'll have women's college basketball radio only as BHSU women begin the season down in Texas. Saturday afternoon we have college football from Mesa, Colorado Mesa for RMAC action on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And then Sunday morning, it's brunch right here on KDSJ Radio with the BHSU women once again playing down in Texas on Sunday morning, 10 a.m. right here on KDSJ. So, we're just right in the middle of a very busy week as we transfer from October into November. And everybody happy trick-or-treating tonight.
As Spearfish, they were able to get 10 yards on that first down carry with under 30 seconds left to go when this drive started. Spearfish electing to go on the ground. Jack Coette still in there at quarterback, and after a gain of 10, it looks like Spearfish, they spiked it on first down, bringing up second down. As I'll stop the clock, you'll see if Spearfish can get anything going.
I think Spearfish still has one timeout left. Here's Coant. He goes to the air. It's down the field on the far side. He has a man, and it is picked off. Second interception of the game by the Pierre Governors, and this time making the catch defensively. Sonnenschein, the sophomore, makes the catch defensively, the free safety with the INT.
Yeah, from that free safety position, Sonnenschein able just to play center field, read the quarterback, see what way his body's turning, and then once Jack Coette pulled the trigger and let her fly, the center fielder that time, also known as the free safety, Sonnenschein, making things a little bit brighter for the Governor defense as he will shut the door on the Spearfish offense. 20 seconds left to go. I'd just like to see if Pierre, if they're going to go to the air and try to get a big play, maybe pass interference to flip the field. But you have 20 seconds. You're also deep in your own end zone. You don't want to be too careless.
Caleb Lounsbury, the quarterback, will throw it out here on the pass play. It is caught by George Stalley, and it'll go out of bounds at around the 30, so that stops the clock. 15 seconds left to go here before halftime. Stay tuned for the Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show. We'll recap this first half with the drive summaries, your scoring recap, and look at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard on a football Thursday night and playoff night as all 7 classes have playoffs going on. Let's see. It'll be back to Lounsbury to be the quarterback. He has some time. Now he decides to run, and he'll run out of bounds toward his near sideline at around the 22-yard line, so that'll bring up third down.
Yeah, with 8 seconds left to go, too, I would be surprised if Pierre would try anything downfield unless trying to force a pass interference on Spearfish. But you're backed up. You're just past your 20-yard line, so I'd be surprised if they went down the field unless it's a complete blown coverage by Spearfish.
8 seconds left. Here's the handoff, and no, Lounsbury just takes it himself. He's stopped there at the 25-yard line on that 3rd and short, and now the clock is stopped at 4 seconds left. We will have a timeout on the field, and this will be a timeout taken by the Pierre Governors. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to KDSJ Sports and watching it on KDSJ-TV.
What is it that makes you powerful? It's not only having a voice, but knowing that it's heard, loud and clear. We understand knowledge can change your life, and that energy will continue to power it. And because you're part of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we're always listening. Because you're more than just a customer, you're a member. And what's more powerful than that?
Powder River Energy, serving Northeast Wyoming since 1946.
A lot of land.
Back here to Hollister Field in Pierre. I'm Cody Oliver. Clayson Davis along with us on KDSJ-TV and KDSJ Radio as we literally met in the middle of the state here today. Clayson coming out from Spearfish. I was traveling over from Brookings where I saw the BHSU-SDSU game last night at First Bank and Trust Arena, formerly known as Frost Arena. And let's see, we have first down now for the Pierre Governors. Clock is stopped at 4 seconds left to go. Anybody way deep defensively by Spearfish? No.
For the double pass.
And running around, the Pierre Governors have it. That goes to Jaron Deere, and he runs out of bounds. And we run out of time here in the first half as the Pierre Governors starting their quest for their 8th straight state championship. They lead it at the half. At number 4, Pierre Governors 21, number 5 seed Spearfish Spartans 12. It's halftime. Stay tuned for the Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. That comes your way next right here on KDSJ Sports in a couple minutes.
Comes with a lot of work. The new Kubota MX Series has a lot to offer, including the versatility to mow, move hay bales, grade roads, and clear brush and snow. An optional spacious cab to keep you comfortable in any conditions. A front-end loader with excellent loader lift capacity, hydrostatic or gear transmission options, and affordably priced. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. See Butte County Equipment located on U.S. Highway 212 Belfouche, or go online to automotivecompanyin.com.
Do-it-yourself made easy with help from Proline Equipment Rentals in Belfouche. Whether you're a full-fledged contractor or just taking care of some jobs around your home, Proline has the equipment you need. Lifts for any job, like scissor lifts, boom lifts, and man lifts, skid steers, trenchers, backhoes, and more. Step inside to find smaller tools for do-it-yourself projects like concrete work, painting, sewer repair, and more. Call 723-7677, click ProlineEquipmentRentals.com, or stop by off North Highway 85 in Belfouche today.
For over 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience, and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
The Goldust Casino invites you to try the new menu items now being offered at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. Watch the action as you dine inside the Goldust Casino with tables overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 210 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. And use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting goldustdeadwood.com.
Hi, I'm Dick.
And welcome back, everyone, to Pierre, South Dakota and Hollister Field for the first round of the Class 11 AA playoffs. Having the number 5 seed Spearfish Spartans going up against the number 4 seed Pierre Governors. As we come into this matchup, Spearfish has lost 2 games in a row, pushing them down the ranks in Class 11 AA to have to go on the road here to Pierre tonight to take on the 4th-ranked Pierre Governors. They've won 3 games in a row coming into the playoffs as we get into halftime, and Pierre has the advantage 21-12 as we start off our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show. Thanks to Wolf's right there in Spearfish. Call 605-642-5755 or see more at wolfph.com. Again, you can catch all the coverage here on KDSJ Radio, 980 AM, 103.5 FM in the Northern Black Hills. Online, worldwide, click on the Listen Live link there at KDSJ980.com. You can download the KDSJ Sports mobile app for free and hook that up to your other devices. Even Alexa knows about KDSJ and Black Hills Gold Hits. And, of course, you can watch the game for free over at KDSJ-TV through our YouTube channel and Facebook Live. Clayson Davis over there on that side.
Yeah, so far, Spearfish off to a much better start than they were 2 weeks ago. They were able to get something going offensively with Hunter Walters running the ball, finding open gaps, and using his breakaway speed just to outrun the Governor defense. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Spearfish, they haven't been able to have an answer for number 24 in black and green. That is Carter Merrill. Again, it's Halloween, and he's dressing up like Marshawn Lynch from the Seattle Seahawks as he is running roughshed all over the Spearfish defense. And one drive, a 7-play drive in the middle of the second quarter, he got all 7 carries from that 7-play drive and ran it down Spearfish like it was a hot knife through butter. So Spearfish need to be able to make adjustments as you're not able to stop Carter Merrill. Pierre, they don't have to dig deep in the playbook at all if you're not able to stop the run.
And again, with Bucci in the short gains there, getting 2 touchdowns and short distances. He has a couple touchdowns for the Pierre Governors. Spearfish Spartans getting a long touchdown run by Hunter Walters. And then another one, it was a touchdown pass from Jack Coette to Wilson. The first time in a long time Coette's thrown a touchdown pass. But we would like to see a sighting from Cade Vervruska offensively. He's one of the wide receivers for the Spearfish Spartans, and we'll see if they can get Thomas Hughes involved. He's been their quarterback the last several weeks, but now he is playing some as a wide receiver along with Sire. So those guys really have to come up a little bit bigger in the passing game while Walters and Wilson try to get it done on the ground. Your drive summaries. Let's go back and look at things, how we got things started. Pierre had the football to start off the game. They used up 6 minutes on that drive, and they ended up missing a 40-yard field goal as they had the ball down inside the 20-yard line, but then missed on a field goal. And then Spearfish had the football, but not for very long, as they throw an interception on their first drive. Then Pierre had it, and they punted. Spearfish would have it. They went the rest of the first quarter into the second quarter. It was scoreless after the first quarter. Spearfish had a turnover on downs. Then Pierre had the football. They scored the first one of the game with 9:22 left to play in the second quarter. The Governors get an 8-yard touchdown run by Carter Merrill. The point after was good. That was the drive where he had it every play of that drive, all 7 runs. Spearfish then had it. They get a touchdown after getting the ball down the field, used less than a minute. 8:25 left to play in the second quarter. A 56-yard touchdown run by Hunter Walters, and the point after was no good. Then Pierre has the football with 6:45 left to play in the second quarter. The Governors get a 4-yard touchdown run by Bucci. The point after is good. Spearfish gets it back. They score with 5:45 left to play before halftime. How did the Spartans score? Well, it was a touchdown pass from Jack Coette to Evan Wilson. The 2-point conversion, no good. And then the Pierre Governors with 43 seconds left to play in the second quarter. The Governors get a 1-yard touchdown run by Bucci, his second short-distance touchdown in the first half, and the point after was good. Spearfish would have it back with 20 seconds left to go before halftime. They throw an interception. Jack Coette's second interception thrown in the first half, but then Pierre unable to do anything with it as the time ran out in the first half. So Spearfish did not punt in the first half of play, but they did throw 2 interceptions and had a turnover on downs. And then they had the rushing touchdown by Walters and a passing touchdown from Coet to Wilson. But the bottom line is, if you can't stop the run, it's going to be a long second half for the Spartans, as Pierre probably will look to continue to go with Merrill and Bucci when they can.
Yeah, as you said it perfectly well, Cody. If you're not able to stop the run, it doesn't matter if you're playing the Pierre Governors. It doesn't matter if you're playing the Spearfish Junior High team. If you're not able to stop the run, it is really hard to stop any offense. As if your running back from the other team is averaging, I would say Merrill would probably be over 9 yards a carry if I were to guess. I don't have stats right in front of me, but if I were to guess the yards per carry, Merrill, he's probably turning out probably in the high 8 to 9 yards per carry range, which is good at any level of football, let alone playoff football. And, of course, the Pierre Governors, they've been here and done that 8 straight seasons in the playoffs as far back as what I've done my research on, and, of course, winning it 7 straight times. So they've seen their fair share of playoff games, and that's how you win in the playoffs, especially in late October or early November, especially when it gets colder outside. You win games by running the ball, playing good defense. Right now, that's what Pierre is doing. They've run the ball very well with Carter Merrill, and they haven't had to go up to the air that often because really they just haven't had to. And on the defensive side of the ball, they've allowed some yardage. They've allowed a lot of some big runs from Hunter Walters, but when the money downs come, when 3rd and 4th down, and also when the defense needs to make a big play whenever Spearfish is driving, the Pierre Governor defense able to step up, getting some big interceptions to halt Spearfish drives to keep them out of the end zone. And also on 4th down, just the awareness on that turnover on downs by Elijah Bucci to he wasn't going to get to the quarterback that time, but jump up, knock down Jack Coet's pass. And you can definitely see the experience from the Pierre Governors. They've played in a lot of games like this, especially this late in the season. And right now that experience is on full showcase right now for the Govs.
Sorry, Spearfish middle schoolers. Clayson just threw you on the bus. Coming up, we have more of the Wolves Plummeted Heating halftime show. We'll head on over to our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Some teams are moving on here in the playoffs. Other teams are done. We'll have a look at things on the scoreboard coming up next, right here on KDSJ Sports.
Chiropractic and sports performance. We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Jake's Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
At Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we are here to help you make your comeback. Our team is standing by to diagnose and treat your injury with some of the most advanced treatment options available and same-day appointments. Monument Health practitioners work closely with our therapists and physicians in communities throughout the Black Hills, with locations in Rapid City and Spearfish. Visit monument.health/orthopedics for more information. That's monument.health/orthopedics for more information.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
And welcome back to the Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show, as the Junix scoreboard tells us that the Pierre Governors have the advantage over the Spearfish Spartans 21-12. There was no scoring in that first quarter. Everything happened in the second on this Halloween night. Spearfish had 6 drives, interception, turnover on downs, 56-yard touchdown run by Hunter Walters, then a touchdown pass from Coette to Wilson, and the final drive was an interception. So 2 interceptions on Spearfish, no turnovers for the Pierre Governors. Pierre had 6 drives, a missed 40-yard field goal to begin things, then a punt, then an 8-yard touchdown run by Merrill, then a 4-yard touchdown run by Bucci, a 1-yard touchdown run by Bucci, and then the end of the half. And that's your 6 drives for both teams. It's halftime, and it's time for our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. I'm going to take a break and send it on over to Clayton Davis over at KDSJ-TV for our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
Awesome. Thank you, Cody. And now looking out to the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, it's playoff time here in the state of South Dakota. All 7 classes into the playoffs, 11B through a 9-man football. They're on round 2. It's the first round for 9 AAA through 9 single A. And let's see what we have in the state of South Dakota with playoffs. We start off in Class 11 AAA, as right now, just coming out of halftime, Brandon Valley ranked number 1, the number 1 seed in Class AAA. They are leading Sioux Falls, Washington, 21-0. It was Sioux Falls Lincoln over Rapid City Central earlier today, 44-0. In the 3-6 game, Harrisburg is up over Sioux Falls Roosevelt in the third quarter, 42-6. And the 4-5 game between Jefferson and O'Gorman, it is Sioux Falls Jefferson up over O'Gorman 7-0. Meanwhile, we'll send it on over to Class 11 AA, where both of these 2 teams call home. Right now, it's, of course, 21-12. Pierre on top of Spearfish at halftime. Number 1, Yankton starting off the second quarter on top of Aberdeen Central 13-0. Either of these teams, if they were to win, they will head to the winner of the Yankton-Aberdeen Central game. A lot of people projecting Yankton then being the number 1 seed. And so far out of the wild year of Class 11 AA, everyone can kind of agree that Yankton's the number 1 team. But again, it's also Class 11 AA, so anything could happen on any given week. Number 2, Watertown leading number 7 Huron 14-0, and it's a good one over there at Dana J. Dykow Stadium. It's Brookings on top of T area 9-7 midway through the second quarter. Meanwhile, over to Class 11A, where we have a number 3 Lennox. They are playing number 6 Canton and leading the Eagles 14-0. Sioux Falls Christian in a rematch with Rapid City Christian. Rapid City Christian making the playoffs their first year in Class 11A. And it's Sioux Falls Christian up 14-0 over Rapid City Christian. Del Rapids over Dakota Valley 7-0. West Central over Madison in the 4-5 game 7-0 as well. Going to 11B, where we reach the second round of playoffs in Class 11B. The number 1 Winter Warriors, the number 1 team pretty much the entire season. Number 1 ranked in the polls, number 2 in the seeding points, and they're taking care of Woonsocket, Wessington Springs, Sanborn Central, 30-0 coming out of halftime. Meanwhile, the number 1 seed, number 2 in the polls, Sioux Valley, they're also having no issue with their opponent, number 9 seeded Mulbridge Pollock, 28-0. Elk Point Jefferson up over Clark Willow Lake in the 4-5 game, as number 4 Elk Point Jefferson over the Tornadoes, I believe, of Clark Willow Lake, 35-2. So, interesting score there. And we have a good one over there in Mount Vernon, as midway through the third quarter, it's a Mount Vernon Plankington, the 4 seed. The 3 seed, they are at 26 points. St. Thomas More trailing them 26-19 MVP over St. Thomas More. Let's head over to 9-man football, where Marion Freeman Academy just scored, and they lead Hill City. They're at Ranger Field 16-6. Hill City trying to advance into the 9 AA playoffs. This will probably be their last home game of the season, as both teams are coming out at halftime as Spearfish is warming up here. They're getting warmed up. They're back to their sideline. Meanwhile, it's Hanson and Elkton Lake Benton in a good 114-13. Hanson leads that contest. Number 1 seed Parkston, they're in a dogfight with Leola Frederick area, 6-6 each in the second quarter. Meanwhile, Hamlin, they lead Viborg Hurley 21-0. Going to Class 9A, Wall Eagles ranked seeded number 1 in the 9A playoffs for 2024, having no issue with Castlewood 23-0 in the beginning of the second quarter. It's Wolseley Wessington. They are playing the upset-minded Dupree Tigers, who took care of rival Harding County Bison Ranchers, as the Tigers beat the Ranchers for the first time since 1987 last week in the playoffs. But Dupree, they're having a harder time with the Battlehawks, I believe, is what their mascot is. It's a super cool mascot of Wolseley Wessington. But
the Warbirds.
Warbirds.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the native South Dakota knows the mascots a lot better than the native Nebraskan.
I'm going back to my candy.
The Warbirds are on top of Dupree at 48-20. I need them to wrap up so I can enjoy my candy and you can talk over here, Cody. Meanwhile, Howard, they are over Ipswich 48-0. And Warner, they're taking care of the Phillips Scotties 17-0. Finally, 9B, and then I can enjoy some candy. We have Del Rapids St. Mary's. They took care of Kadoka area earlier today, 36-0. Number 5 seed Solely Buttes. They are taking care of Corsica Stickney 22-6. Avon and Canastota, they are just kicking off in Coleman, Egan, Falkton area. Actually, it's the number 10 seeded Coleman Egan on top of Falkton area, 14-6. Candy time.
Here we go with the Spearfish Spartans. Let's get some treats here in the second half. Here comes the return, and a nice hit there at about the 25-yard line. On the return for the Spearfish Spartans is sophomore Carson Sire. He plays wide receiver on offense, defensive back on D, and he is the return man for the Spearfish Spartans. Nice hit there. I like to give credit to special teams. Pierre Governor's Aiden Bem, the junior, laid a hit on one of the Spearfish Spartans.
Special teams with special players making special plays.
Spearfish will have it to start this drive, 1st and 10. Jack Coette, again, back in this game. He missed every game since Aberdeen Central when he suffered a concussion and has finally been cleared to play tonight. So he's been waiting on the sidelines and trying to get some reps in and practice, and now leading the team as the quarterback tonight. Haven't seen Thomas Hughes throw the ball yet for Spearfish. Maybe we'll see him out as a wide receiver in the second half. But I think
he is split out to the far side of the field.
Got to get Vavruska involved, I think, in this game as well in the second half. If you want to open up the passing game, Sire and Vavruska would be your targets. The running game has mostly been Hunter Walters with a little bit of dose of Evan Wilson in there. Wilson also has a touchdown reception as we have a penalty flag here. I believe it's going to be in the area of holding as they are looking to back Spearfish up probably.
Yeah, I believe they're going to catch the right tackle that time. Nope, they're going to get an illegal shift on Spearfish from Carson Sire. So Spearfish, again, penalties coming out of the locker room. Not what you want here to start the third quarter, especially down by 2 scores. And now you're backed up to the original chain, the original down yardage with 2nd and 10 now. And we'll see if they'll give it back to Walters on the ground or if they will elect to throw it through the air. Coette still has 2 interceptions on the day.
Coette will hand it off and down at about the 27-yard line on the second down play. Walters with the carry, gains maybe 3, well, they're going to mark 4 yards for him. Spearfish a couple things, penalties all year and finishing in the red zone all year. We'll see if they can turn the tide on a couple of bugaboos that they've had all year as we're underneath the lights of Hollister Field and a picture-perfect night for football. We have no precipitation, hardly much wind. We're in the lights of the state capitol right behind the football field here. Jack Coette calls for the football. He throws it, and a pass over to Walters. Walters makes the catch, gets across the 35. That'll be a first down for the Spearfish Spartans as they convert on a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, good job that time by Hunter Walters. Just a simple screen play. Spearfish, they've done that a few times this year. They've gone away from that play, but especially with the aggressive nature of the Governor defense, a lot of those linemen getting too far in the backfield, using the offensive linemen for Spearfish to set up blocks and shoot forward for first down.
Pierre had the football to start the game. Spearfish has the football on this first drive of the second half. 2 minutes gone by. Spearfish down 21-12. High snap goes to Coed, and he's in trouble as they sack him. And that was quickly getting on top of him was number 1, Elijah Bucci. As again, it was a high snap to Coed, and by the time he was able to bring it down, he was sacked.
Yeah, rushing the backfield is that senior Bucci. He's a big kid at 6'3", 225 pounds, plays the rush, a linebacker position for Pierre. He's been up on the line of scrimmage a lot in the 3-4 defense. And no, he was shot out of a cannon back to the backfield once he saw that snap go over Coet's head.
Loss of 7. Now 2nd and 17. Coet with a rifle down the middle of the field, and it is going to be intercepted by the Pure Governors. 3rd interception by Jack Coet, and that time the INT by the free safety, Sunshine, the sophomore, 5'10", 160 pounds. Good play on that football to get the INT.
Yeah, and it was intended for Cade Vavruska. I don't know if Cade even knew that the ball was coming his way. He wasn't able to really turn around and look until it was too late. And the center fielder that time, Sunshine, he's there to make it a little bit brighter for the Governor defense, and that's how you start the half if you're the Govs.
Scheffelbein is set up here on the near side as a receiver. Now he turns into a blocker as the Pure Governors will hand it off on the first down and get it up to about midfield with Carter Merrill.
Again, here's the Carter Merrill show. That's probably one of his shorter carries on the day so far. Just a gain of about 2 or 3 as now we'll have a 2nd and 8, and I'll be surprised if Pierre tries to do anything else except run the ball. Might not be the exact same play. I would be maybe see if they would try to short side of the field toward the nub guard side. They've had a lot of success running the ball that general direction, and you also have the backup linebacker in for Spearfish on that side.
Here's the handoff for the Govs. They get it across midfield into Spartan territory. A gain of about 2 there for the Govs. As we go back to Code Red's keys to the game, win the turnover battle. Well, they're down 3 there. Also for the Spearfish Spartans, limit the penalties. So far, though, they've had 7 penalties. I don't know for how many yards. There's been a couple face masks on the Spearfish Spartans, and the Governors have scored on each one of those drives. And score in the red zone. Well, Spearfish has done that once with Coet to Wilson on a touchdown pass and finish drives. Well, you can't finish drives if you throw interceptions. Again, 3 INTs for Spearfish tonight. Pure Governors trying to take advantage of this turnover. There is the passing catch. It's going to be enough for a first down for the Governors as they get out of bounds. Lounsbury throws that one to Cooper for the catch as they move the chains.
Yeah, Cooper Terwillinger again on the reception. They've used that play-action pass a lot. Fake toss to the weak side of the field. That's the running play that's worked so well for Pierre. And then you have the big 6'5" tight end on an out route against the smaller defensive back for Spearfish. And I feel like Pierre's been running that play since day one as they ran it to perfection on that 3rd and manageable in a spot where they really needed the first down.
First down at the Spartan 35-yard line. And now Spearfish brought some more guys into the box, thinking that the Govs would probably be running the football here, and they do stop him after a gain of about 1 yard. And that'll bring up now 2nd and 9.
Yeah, again, Carter Merrill on the carry. Just 2 yards, and I believe they're just going to use Carter Merrill the rest of the game to set up those play-action passes like we saw on 3rd down.
7:15 left to play here, 3rd quarter. Governors, number 4 seed here in Class 11 AA. They lead at 21-12. All the points for both teams came in the 2nd quarter. Here's the handoff to Merrill. Merrill gains some yards down to about the 30-yard line. And that'll bring up 3rd and manageable, which is you're right on pace if you're the Pure Governors. Spearfish, you have to get a stop here defensively. You're losing the turnover battle. You're losing the battle on the scoreboard brought to you by Junix, 21-12. Pierre has the football and the momentum after an interception a little bit ago. This is the Governor's first drive of the second half.
And back in the backfield again is Elijah Bucci as the Wildcat quarterback, and Spearfish hasn't had an answer for him all day.
And Bucci will keep it, and inside the 30 to the 25, and they don't have an answer this time. Bucci runs it for the score, and that is one of his longest touchdown runs that we've seen. From 30 yards out, Elijah Bucci with his third touchdown run.
Now, he looked like Moses parting of the Red Seas of the Spearfish defense of front seven. Bucci, I don't know if he was touched at all. He might have been held up for a second, but then that Pierre Governor offensive line just splitting right through the Spearfish defense, and that is a rushing touchdown for Pierre as the ground game again for the Governors, proving too much for the Spartans to really do anything about.
Elijah Bucci technically not in the starting lineup on offense or defense for the Pierre Governors, but he comes in relief and comes in as a quarterback, and now his third rushing touchdown. He has a 1-yard touchdown run, a 4-yard touchdown run, a 30-yard touchdown run, and he just got the 2-point conversion as the Governors lead it 29-12. 6:20 left to go in the third quarter. That might be an early signal that this one might be done, as the Governors are in control, forcing 3 interceptions so far in this game. Spearfish will get the ball back, having to need to do something offensively. We'll see what they do when we come back in 30 on KDSJ Sports.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Coming into this 2024 season, you didn't want to play the Pierre Governors because they've won the state title 7 straight times. They're going to be a dangerous number 4 seed here as we get into the playoffs here in the postseason, as they know what to do, and they're taking care of business here against the Spearfish Spartans, now up 29-12 early on in the third quarter. And you probably think Spearfish, man, this game gets shortened up real quick with 6:14 left to go in the third quarter. You're almost in panic mode now, having to score in this drive.
Yeah, and good thing for Spearfish, they've been able to run the ball themselves with Hunter Walters. He's your best player on offense, and he's been having great success in the run game. The only issue is for Spearfish, when you throw it through the air, you haven't had as much success. So I do expect Spearfish maybe to just run the ball. I mean, you've had giant chunks of yards on offense running the ball, and they'll do that right here.
Your only mistakes have been in the passing game with the 3 interceptions, as they had 3 receivers set up here on the near side, but they don't throw it. They run the football, and that will gain about 2 yards for the Spartans to bring up a second down as they're inside their 30-yard line.
Yeah, and again, right time, Hunter Walters, he has been the only offense for Spearfish so far. Gets a good carry. Again, you have to be patient in the run game, and Spearfish, well, you really don't have time to be patient, especially with the Pierre Governors running the ball all over the Spearfish Spartans. So Spearfish, they'll need to get some sort of chunk yardage.
Coet gets the snap, throws it over. Here's Vavruska to the 40, 45. Ball comes loose. Oh, my goodness. It's recovered by the Governors, and they run it across the field. And they're at the 45 to the 40 and out of bounds, and probably a late hit call going to be called on the Spearfish Spartans. And I didn't see a flag get thrown, but the Spearfish Spartans just can't hang on to the football. They lose it, bounced right up to the Pierre Governors, as we see the replay on KDSJ-TV.
Yeah, that was a great play that time, too, from Spearfish. Cade Vavruska able to turn upfield, but again, running the ball with carrying the ball like a loaf of bread, and just not able to keep hold of the football, and that's a turnover. And right when you had positive yardage, the Governor defense, they've been around long enough, especially in these big playoff games. They know every point matters.
And this is a pass. It is caught, and down the field they go as the Pierre Governors first play. They threw it to Cooper, and he gets out of bounds at around the 5-yard line, and that will be a 32-yard play that'll get a first down and goal. Again, on that fumble return, I thought there was going to be a late hit out of bounds called on Spearfish. There was not. So Pierre, on their first play on this drive, they threw it to Cooper. He catches it. He has some nice hands as he gets it inside the 10-yard line, and now they're set up first and goal from the 6.
Yeah, I mean, any quarterback would love to have a 6'5" tight end to throw the ball to at any moment in time. As Merrill, again, a toss play to the outside, cuts it right back in. It's another touchdown for Pierre.
Foot in the ground and works his way into the end zone for a Governor touchdown.
5:04 left to play here in the third quarter. It's a quick drive. Takes them 2 plays, and that is a touchdown for the Pierre Governors on this Halloween night. They're starting to put the nail in the coffin. And they will go for 2 with Bucci coming in as the quarterback. So I predict there'll probably be a running play with him going right up the middle. And he goes a little bit over to the left, and he still gets the 2-point conversion. As you can just tell right there, Spearfish almost gave up. As with 5:04 left to play in the third quarter, it's 37-12 now. Pierre Governors, they're in a whole nother stratosphere as we get into postseason play for the 8th straight year. Coming up, we have the Spearfish Spartans getting the kickoff return and again needing to do something on offense as they've turned the ball over the last 2 drives. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KDSJ Sports.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
And it's tough for the Spartans right now as they had to throw an interception on that first drive of the second half. Then they have a catch by Vevruska on the last drive, but then he drops the football. It's a fumble. Pierre recovers it. 2 plays later, they stick it into the end zone on a touchdown run. The 2-point conversion was good. So it went from 21-12 at halftime, now to 37-12 in favor of the Pierre Governors as they're starting to put their foot on the Spartans.
Yeah, again, Pierre, when you run the ball with that much success throughout the entire game, it eventually starts to wear down on a defense, and it doesn't give your defense much time to rest, especially with as many two-way players that Spearfish has, as no one's really able to get much of a break on a defense when your offense goes 1 or 2 plays and then a turnover to start off the third quarter. We're just past halfway into the third quarter, and Pierre already putting on 2 more touchdowns.
Here's the run back by Sire. Sire will get it up to around the 34-yard line, and with all the momentum on the Pierre Governors side, they've done it passing the football by their quarterback Lounsbury. A lot of damage done by Bucci on the ground, Carter Merrill on the ground. Now Spearfish will have a chance here back offensively. Thomas Hughes, who's been the quarterback for most of the season, hasn't been out there in the quarterback position tonight as they've gone back with Jack Coette after missing several games. He's now as the quarterback coming out of the shotgun again. Spearfish will send Wilson in motion, and they will hand it off to Wilson, but he's going the wrong way, and he gets tackled for a loss. That'll be almost a loss of 10 yards as the Pierre Governors had that one followed, and Bucci brings him down.
Yeah, Bucci, he just came unblocked on the whole play. As I don't know if he was read by Jack Coette, but Bucci just stayed home. And the moment he saw number 8 Wilson have the ball, he was able to explode past the line of scrimmage again, unblocked, and brings down Wilson for a huge loss.
No positive yards here in the second half by the Spearfish Spartans. We'll see if they get some back here by Walters. I believe he gets past the 30 to the 31-yard line. With 4:12 left to play here, third quarter, Spearfish down 37-12. When it was 21-12, that's manageable. Down by 9 points at halftime. but it's gotten out of hand here quickly as the Pierre Governors has gotten the job done on defense and finishing with a couple touchdowns.
Yeah, Spearfish, if they want to have a chance to get back in this one, it starts with this drive. You can't allow any more bleeding to go on defense. So able to kill some clock and get a first down.
Here's the pass. Goes to Walters, and he is hit. And no gain on the play, and no gain entirely on this series as he was hit. Good job defensively by the Pierre Governors. It was a clean tackle and brings him down for a loss.
The senior linebacker that time, Trevor Rounds, coming up and just crushing Hunter Walters and just crushing that screen play altogether. Now Spearfish will punt for the first time tonight. I know it doesn't look like that Spearfish would punt for the first time tonight this far in the game, but turnovers and just running the clock from Pierre, that's been the story of the game here in this second half.
Well, the ball will be down at about the 35-yard line. Again, Spearfish 3 and out, had to punt. And this will be, I guess we're going to mark it at the 35. So Pierre will start over on this drive, but maybe we'll redo this play as there is a penalty flag back at where they punted it, as it was 4th and around 12. Spearfish punted it at their own 30. And I believe it's going to be on Spearfish.
Yep, they'll re-kick it. They'll back up Sam Marcus Moore as he will now back up all the way to his 20-yard line. As when it rains, it pours for Spearfish here in this third quarter. It has been a quarter for them really to forget as, again, turnovers and then penalties and then defense. Their defense has been on the field so much longer than their offense has. Of course, a lot of these kids playing two ways. They would much rather play offense, try to get some momentum of themselves, but right now the Pierre Governors are not allowing them to breathe at all here in this third quarter.
Vavruska gets Sam Marcus gets a better punt this time after the penalty. And now it's no return. Fair caught there at about the 45-yard line. And the Pierre Governors will start this drive as they've had a pretty good third quarter so far. A 30-yard touchdown run by Bucci. And then after picking up a fumble by Spearfish, Pierre scored on a touchdown run. The 2-point conversion was good. And the floodgates are open as they lead it now 37-12 in the third quarter as Pierre tries to go for their 4th straight win and working on trying to get their 8th straight state title. 1st and 10 for the Govs. It'll be at the 43-yard line as they work in their own territory here. And on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, it's 37-12. Here's the pass play over here to the side. Evan Wilson trying to strip the ball loose, but he did not. And it will be a tackle there. Gain by George Stalley. Brings up 2nd and around 4.
We do have a quick update from that MVP St. Thomas More game. The Cavaliers just scored. It's now a 26-25 ball game. That one just getting to the fourth quarter. Be one of the few West River teams left in the playoffs. Of course, I need to check on the Hill City Maryland Freeman Academy game.
And this will be a handoff for the Governors as it'll be Merrill, and he'll run out of bounds. And when you're up by 25 points, you get a little bit more hitch in your step. And now the running game for Pierre has the first down. So 1st and 10 for Pierre at the Spearfish 40.
Still a 16-6 game over in Hill City. The Rangers behind in that one, but again, that could be another game to check up on.
Here is Lounsbury. He'll throw, and he finds Cooper with the catch at the 30, down to around the 20-yard line, and he goes out of bounds over to the track. And that'll be a first down for the Pierre Governors as they have been clicking on defense and turning it into some offensive yardage. As we quickly go to the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, Class 11 AAA, the first team to officially move on has been number 2 seed Sioux Falls Lincoln as they shut out Rapid City Central earlier this evening, 44-0. Rapid City Central on a 29-game losing streak, did win 2 games in the regular season, but then they're quickly eliminated in the first round over at Howard Wood tonight. Lincoln Patriots move on. Here's the handoff, goes to Merrill. Then he's tackled there by Walters, and Merrill picks up some yardage there. Brings up second down and around 3 to go for Pierre. Picking up 7 yards on a nice run there by Merrill.
And then you see Spearfish again, Hunter Walters on the tackle. We even call it a tackle, and that's been the story for Spearfish defensively, not being able to put a body on a body and actually wrap up and bring down these powerful Governor ball carriers. They're just reaching out, trying to grab whatever they can find and just drag down the ball carrier, and that's where you see a lot of these face mask penalties.
Number 4 seed Pierre leading number 5 seed Spearfish. 37-12 here in the third quarter.
There's a good tackle that time by Walters.
It's a first down, though, by the Pierre Governors. And this will move them inside the 10, so it's technically first and goal at the 7-yard line. With just over a minute left to go in the third quarter, that's been moving fast. Spearfish hasn't done anything on offense. They've thrown an interception. They fumbled the football, and then they went 3 and out on their last drive. Let's see. Bucci is not in there right now. It'll be Lounsbury handing off to Carter Merrill, and Spearfish brings him down for a loss. Coming in for some tackles there for the Spartans, Lathan Lucas, and also coming in Brock Lewis as a couple of linebackers come in and bring Merrill down.
Yeah, we haven't called the Lathan Lucas's name a lot today, which kind of explains why Spearfish has not done well versus the run, as a tackling machine for Spearfish has not done a whole lot, as Pierre will just elect to go to the fourth quarter. Again, comfortable with a 37-12 lead. 16 unanswered points for the Govs this quarter, and Spearfish, those seniors, one more quarter of play to see if they can extend their playing careers. If they want to, they got a long way to go.
It is 37-12. Governors lead it as we'll move down to the other end of the field, and we'll move to the fourth quarter right after we take a break. Be back in 1 minute on KDSJ Sports.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Back here at Hollister Field in Pierre, South Dakota, as the Governors host the Spearfish Spartans first round of the playoffs. Pierre beat Spearfish last year on this very field. Beat them by about 20. Right now they're up by 25. Here's the handoff, and this will be nothing going on the jet sweep on the Pierre Governors. They handed off that time to Scheffelbein, and he's tackled for loss. So brings up third down and goal for Pierre as we moved ends. Now Pierre going left to right on your radio dial and KDSJ-TV. It's a third and goal from the 10.
I would like to see if they throw to number 12's direction. Of course, that's Cooper Terwillinger, and he is split all the way out in the wide receiver position to the far side of the field.
I believe it's probably going to go to him. No, they go to short route, and it's incomplete. Coming right across the field was number 4, George Stalley, and it's an incomplete pass. I haven't mentioned Aiden Meverdin's name very much on defense, but he plays there in the secondary, and really Pierre's just running the football down Spartan's throat.
Yeah, of course, Aiden Meverdin there in the secondary, the safety position. He hasn't been able to make too much of an impact on the game. Started off the game great after rebounding after a bad contest versus Sturgis. He's rebounded well. But overall, the Spearfish defense as a whole hasn't been able to do a whole lot, and that's why they're down by that many points.
Templeton with a 27-yard field goal. That is good for the Pierre Governors. So they do get some points off of this drive as they outscored Spearfish there in that third quarter, 16-0. They're now up 40-12 as we're early on here to the fourth quarter. So a 27-yard field goal by the Pierre Governor kicker, Carter Templeton, the freshman, able to get that one through the uprights. And now Spearfish will have the football back. And you're already in panic mode probably in the third quarter. What kind of mode are we in now? Just playing the game out? Are you getting younger players into the game, or you tell your seniors this is your last chance, go get something done?
I would say this is your last chance at ball, seniors. Some of them will probably go on to play some football, but as we see a few seniors out on the field right now for Spearfish, including Ashton Eichsenberger. He's out there to help receive this kick, and a lot of seniors probably playing their last game for Spearfish. Crazier things have happened, but with 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter and Spearfish down 40-12, have a long way to go. And the Govs, again, proving why they are the 7-time defending state champions. When you're able to run the ball and play great defense, force turnovers, and force teams that are taking away what they're good at, making them do things that they're uncomfortable at, it's pretty easy to get out to a 12-40 lead.
Making Spearfish throw the football, which they have 3 interceptions thrown, and then they on a catch, then they fumble the football. So the passing game for Spearfish has moved into that 4 turnovers, and now it's too late to run the football, you think, because you're down by 28 points. You can't use that much clock anymore. Back to the air, you probably have to go if you want to make this a little bit more respectable.
Yeah, I agree, Cody. You're going to have to go through the air just to get anything going offensively. And at this point now for Spearfish, I doubt they're even looking at the scoreboard. They're going to we're just going to play Spartan football, play for pride, and you see that right now when they're running the ball.
And this will be a handoff and a loss of maybe 1 or 2 back to around the 25-yard line. Spearfish unable to go anywhere there. And that will be a tackle for loss as Jacob Mikkinen, the defensive tackle, good size on that man, 6'4", 225. He is a senior. He has never lost a playoff game for the Pierre Governors as he's gone up through the middle school and even high school ranks. And here is the handoff for Spearfish again. Walters gets to the outside, almost tripped up, but then down at around the 36-yard line. The senior gets some good yards, about 10 yards on the carry. Third and short, how short is it? About 1.5 yards.
And again, Spearfish, they've been stuffed on a few drives, not able to run the ball, but now here late in the fourth quarter, they're able to find a little bit of space here in the run game as Mick Bosch comes in here on 3rd and short.
High snap goes to Coet. Coet rolls out, looking down the field. He's going to run it and then gets tackled over there. He's going to be shy of the first down marker. And let's see, he couldn't throw it. He decided to run it, and that's actually going to be a loss of about 1 yard. So now 4th down and about 3 yards to go.
Yeah, and that was just good coverage that time by the Governor's secondary. Coet had nowhere to throw the ball to, and if there was anyone open, it was clear on the other side of the field. And unless you're Patrick Mahomes or any superstar quarterback, you can't throw across your body that far.
Coet with the quick pass, and it's intercepted. Pierre Governors have it. They run it back to around the 40 to the 35, and Coet throws his 4th interception, and this one is intercepted by number 14, Porter Hunsley. He's a freshman. Defensive back picks off the pass. Even the second string is in for the Governors, making things happen. 5 turnovers now on Spearfish, none on the Governors, as the Govs lead at 40-12.
Yeah, and Hunsley actually got the start at corner today for Pierre. That one I will not put on Jack Coet. Jack Coet did his read. It's simply the receiver didn't look for the ball. Carson Sire was just running his route. It looked like he stopped his route, and the ball was flying right his way. So 4 interceptions for Jack Coet. That one I will not put on the quarterback.
And a penalty flag comes in as the clock stops. 9:37 left to go in the fourth quarter. This is a false start on the Pierre Governors, but this is going to be a long 9 minutes and 37 seconds for the Spearfish Spartans as they are back on defense again and down 40-12.
Again, at this point for Spearfish, you're not even looking at the clock. You're not even looking at the scoreboard. You're just trying to play for pride. For these seniors, it's their last high school football game, and you want to be able to, yes, it's not gone your way, but you want to be able to leave this season with a performance that you're really proud of.
Here is the handoff inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line. Yeah, you get 6 wins on the season for the Spearfish Spartans, and that's more than they've had in some years. And so you can't look back on this single game as the worst thing that's happened.
And, of course, Spearfish, this is their highest playoff seeding ever since the 2022 season when they came into the playoff at 6th. So it has been a good year for Spearfish. Like I said in the pregame, if you would have told the Spartans fans at the beginning of the year they would start off, they would do the season at 6-3, especially with a brand new head coach and a lot of seniors gone from last year's team, they said that had been a pretty good year. It's just, if they end this season at 6-4 and losing their past 3, it's not quite the ending you would want to see.
And it'll be Pierre with a 3rd and 3 coming up as the Pierre Governors has...
they have a few subs in there as well.
Yeah, one guy, that is Will Danberg, a sophomore, comes in for Pierre.
Also in the backfield is number 23. That is Kaya Duchino.
And this will be under center. And this is still Lounsburg as the quarterback. Again, the Pierre Governors are going to be a tough out, I think, here in the postseason again in an unpredictable Class 11 AA. It's gotten a little bit clearer as we've gone through the last couple weeks. I think Yankton is by far the #1 team and has the best offense. Brookings probably has the best defense. But the Pierre Governors might overall have the best team on offense and defense as we get primed up and going here to the playoffs.
And I know a lot of teams say they have playoff experience. They don't quite have the playoff experience that the Governors have. From top to bottom, all the way from coaching staff down to pretty much even the freshmen or even grade schoolers from up here, all they've known is playoff football, and that's what they expect around here. When they fell to 3-4 record, I know that's not where they wanted to be, and they were able to bounce back. It really started with this Spearfish game as they were able to go on the road, beat Sturgis, and then host Spearfish, who was top 3 at the time, and completely smoked the Spartans. And really that's been a boost for them. They were able to get some kids healthy, get rested up against Douglas, and here in the first round of the playoffs, when you're running the ball that well and you really keep a lot of things in the playbook hidden, especially here in the playoffs, because you empty the tank for either team, as again, it's a one-game season. You lose, you're done. And right now the Pierre Governors, with that playoff experience, of course the coaching staff, they know what to do in these game situations. They've done this before. They've ended the season with a win for 7 straight seasons. So the Governors, the playoff experience, and of course that just comes with time and success. In Spearfish, they haven't seen a lot of success of late. They've slowly been building each year, but if you want to build something right, it's going to take some time. It's going to take a slow process, and right now that's what Spearfish is enduring. The second straight, if this score stands, this is going to be the second year in a row and you're on a losing streak. So not the way you want to end the season, but records-wise and just on-field performance-wise, something that's the Spartans can definitely build upon.
Well, the Pierre Governors handed off this time to Kaya Duchino, and he will go inside the 20-yard line here for the Pierre Governors. As we remind you, you can tune in for our post-game show, and at the conclusion of tonight's broadcast, we'll choose the Superior Performance, courtesy of Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. And, of course, you can check out any of the action when it's archived at KDSJ-980.com and through KDSJ-TV. Also, in our post-game show on this Halloween night, we will find out our best and worst candy. The type of candy that you get at a person's house that you just throw it directly into the trash, or your best candy, which you will throw directly into your mouth. It's second down here for the Governors, and they will call a timeout. Coach Steele will talk things over with the clock stopped at 6:49 left to go in the fourth quarter. It's 40-12. It's all Governors here in the second half. We'll be back with more on a Thursday night playoff football night on KDSJ Sports.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
American.
I'm Cody Oliver with KDSJ Radio. Clayson Davis over at KDSJ-TV, taking care of business there on the video side of things. And the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard is not in favor of the Spartans as they've been shut out here in the second half. They're down 40-12, and some of the second string coming in for both teams now as the Pierre Governors will have it. And this will be a fumble in the backfield, not a good snap. So the backup quarterback for the Pierre Governors, George Stalley, just lands on it.
They have two number 4s on the roster. I believe this is Jaron Deal, this freshman quarterback, taking some snaps.
Oh. You are correct. Let's see. They're taking some time here, too.
Of course, with 5 minutes left to go in the game. Pierre just trying to run to their offense here with the second team here on 4th and long. See what the freshman quarterback can do with his arm.
And he will get it blocked. And it will go incomplete. One of the linemen for the Spartans knock it out of the air, so it'll be a turnover on downs. First time Pierre has done that here in the game. The Pierre second half, they've scored a 30-yard touchdown run by Bucci. Touchdown run and a 2-point conversion was good. They had the end of the quarter. We move into the fourth quarter. They got another they got a 27-yard field goal. And then, this is turnover on downs for the first time. And Pierre in the game has punted one time. 40-12. Governors lead at 5:20 left. Who's in there for Spearfish at QB?
That'll be Jack Coette still.
He will hand it off for Spearfish, getting some positive yardage here. And that is Hunter Walters, still in the game. Good wrestler, so look forward to seeing what he can do on the mats with several wrestlers on the Spearfish football team. So they'll get not much time off, maybe a couple weeks, and then they start wrestling practice. We're already in the basketball season for college basketball here on KDSJ Sports. Tipping things off last night with the BH men. We'll have the BH women tomorrow afternoon from Texas. Here's Coad, gets to the outside, and he'll get out of bounds over there in Spartan territory, and I believe that's going to be enough for the first down.
As again, Jack Coette's not the mobile quarterback. That's normally in the hands of Thomas Hughes. And looks like we'll have a flag and a holding call against Spearfish as the Spartan offense is backing up. Again, a lot of seniors on this team playing their last few snaps with just over 4 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in the game.
We want to say thanks to some more of our fall sports sponsors as the fall sports season is quickly coming to an end here over the next couple weeks. Proline Equipment Rental up in Belfouche. Also thanks to Low Roofing, Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish, and a shout out to Butte County Equipment. Here is the handoff for Spearfish, and this will be Walters, and then he slips and lands on his butt. And this will be a penalty flag as well at the end of the play. I'm thinking that's in the area of holding.
I would assume so. It was right toward the very ending of the play. You were right, Cody, and it was right where it looks like Eichenberger was there trying to make a block. I think they're going to catch him with the hold.
So Eichenberger with the hold, and that'll push the Spartans back. It'll be now like 1st and 20.
Yeah, pretty much. 1st and a country mile for the Spearfish offense. And that's really been the story of the entire second half is offense. Whenever there's some good positive yardage, it's either held back by penalty or it's a turnover.
Best play of the day was Hunter Walters' 65-yard touchdown run that came back in the second quarter. Excuse me, a 56-yard touchdown run. Let's see, a 2nd and 25. If you wanted to know the definition of a country mile, that would be that. They're at their 22-yard line, 2nd and 25, and the pass is incomplete. It was actually caught by a Spearfish Spartan on the sideline, out of bounds. Whoever that is, get him in the game.
You know, always building the depth chart up for next year.
4:29 left to go here in the fourth. The clock gets stopped after the incomplete pass. Here's Coet. He hasn't played in several weeks, and he rolls out, and he will beat a couple defenders down the field, and then he'll get taken out of bounds at around the 40-yard line. And he's got to be careful how many hits he takes after getting that concussion and an injury against Aberdeen Central. That's a scary injury, and anytime you're back on the football field, you're in harm's way.
Yeah, he didn't only just have a head injury with a concussion, he had a spinal injury too. He said he lost feeling in his extremities in that hit versus Aberdeen Central. And this is the first game he's been back from said injury, so you got to be careful if you're number 19.
Here is the handoff for the Spartans. Again, we look at the quarterbacks for Spearfish this year. We've seen Thomas Hughes. He is a sophomore. We've seen now Jack Coet. He is a junior. And we've even seen Carson Sire, who is a sophomore. So you bring all these quarterbacks back again for next year, but you do lose some key guys like Dylan Doran, who I don't think played tonight.
He only played on defense. He was the starting corner. Of course, limited with his injury. I think they wanted to keep him on one side of the ball, and he was found more of a priority on defense.
Here's Hunter Walters. He is a senior trying to make the most of his final couple minutes of action here. Let's see. We've seen Aiden Cronigan was hurt. Meverden just plays on defense. And then Walters, Wilson, your main backs, are both going to graduate as well. 14 seniors for the Spearfish Spartans, so it's good to have that many in a senior class. You're going to lose some role players each year as they bring in Wilson. No, excuse me, that is going to be Eichenberger comes in as a receiver. He's going to be the target. And no, they throw it down to Walters instead on the near sideline. That is going to be incomplete. I thought they were going to go with the Eichenberger route, but they thought maybe they could throw it up over the shoulder of Walters, and it was incomplete there. And that stops the clock with 3:06 left.
Yeah, Spearfish, the passing game, not just this game, but really the second half of the whole season has been hit and miss, and Spearfish has struck out more than they've struck gold with that passing game. As, of course, having a Jack Coet in there at quarterback for the first time tonight, it's hard to get a quarterback running when he hasn't played since week 4.
So Spearfish will hand it off, and nothing going there for the Spartans, so the clock has stopped at 2:53. Each team probably going to be bringing in some more players here to get them on the field and some touches or some playing time.
But even looking at the Spearfish Spartans going to next year, you have a strong sophomore class with Carson Sire, Thomas Hughes, and Cade Vavruska there with your quarterback and wide receiver trio.
And this one will go inside the 25 and then get tackled at about the 21. Was Hunter Walters catching the screen pass. The Governors thought they stripped the ball loose, but they did not, say the officials.
Yet they'll stay with Spearfish. just a simple reminder that especially here with the 7-time defending state champions, I think they know that even when the whistle hasn't blown and opponents got first down and are driving the ball, that play can quickly change in a hurry with a fumble and a turnover like we saw earlier this half when Cade Vavruska fumbled it after a first down catch.
Stay tuned for a post-game show. We have your game recap as well as our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard as it'll be handed off by Walters down to around the 11-yard line. And we'll see if this is going to be enough for a first down. It's going to be shy by about half a yard. Also in our post-game show, we'll have a recap of the Spartans season, what we have coming up on our game broadcast. And don't miss out on our favorite and least favorite candy on this Halloween night, and our most favorite player of the game with our superior performer. Here's the pass from Coet. It's up in the air and out of bounds, and that'll be incomplete. That'll bring up third down and 1 to go. So they throw it on the 3rd and short, and now they're at the 12-yard line.
Yeah, and that was Carson Sire, the intended receiver, and a good coverage that time from Pierre. I believe that was number 25, Joseph Blava, the freshman. So a lot of freshmen, second teamers in for Pierre, and seeing what they can do, getting some playoff experience. And that's how Pierre, they've been able to develop all of these studs here on the football team, as when they get into these blowout games, they're able to have their freshmen come in and really take over.
Hunter Walters tries to get in for the score, and he does. So Hunter Walters with his second touchdown run of the game. It comes in the game where you wanted it to be more interesting to get this touchdown. But with 1:18 left to go in the fourth quarter, Hunter Walters caps off a Spearfish Spartan drive with a TD.
Yeah, and that's good for the senior Hunter Walters. He's had a tough second half of the season when it comes to running the ball, and Spearfish really has been able to run the ball very effectively, ever since Douglas, but against a formidable opponent, and that's Watertown, as he'll try to get it here on this 2-point conversion, and I think he'll get it.
2-point conversion is good for the Spearfish Spartans. And let's see, it is now 40-20. Kind of deja vu tonight for the Spearfish Spartans as they lost in the playoffs last year here in Pierre, 49-26. And now down 40-20. They had 4 wins last year. Spearfish will get 6 wins this year, and for the second year in a row get eliminated in the first round. But a touchdown run by Walters, a 2-point conversion is good, as we say thanks to some more fall sports sponsors, as the Auto Doctor and Spearfish has been on board throughout the past few months, as well as Exit 14 and Exit 8 Phillips 66, thanks to Gold Dust and Maverick Steakhouse on Main Street in Deadwood, Minerals Technologies, and tell us what's coming up over there on KDSJ-TV.
Yeah, we're not done with fall sports completely. We might be done on the football end of things, unless we get a wild hair and go do another West River team in the playoffs. But we got Spearfish Spartan volleyball coming up on Tuesday, where Spearfish, they are trying to host a Sodak 16 volleyball match. They need to be in the top 8 in the state as far as seeding points go. But they will try to continue the pursuit of that when they host the Lady Raiders from Rapid City Stevens. That's coming up on Tuesday on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV. Of course, we have our From the Bench podcast every Wednesday. We just got done talking with Spearfish Activities Director Dalton Wademan on Wednesday. You can rewatch that episode on KDSJ-TV and on YouTube and on Facebook. After that quick onside kick for Spearfish proved no dice, Pierre was able to get back on the ball, and now with 1:17 left to go in the game, I believe this is GG's, as the kids would say it, for the Spartans.
And we remind you, you can be watching for the best of some highlights of the high school football season on KDSJ-TV as the season wraps up here in late October, as late as we can get here on October 31st on this Halloween. It's been some tricks, but not very many treats here for the Spartans, as they scored 2 touchdowns there in the second quarter to stay in it, 21-12. They were down at halftime, but then we're down 40-12, now down 40-20. So follow more. We just don't do this in the fall. Winter sports will be right around the corner, so continue to follow us at KDSJ-TV through our YouTube channel and Facebook with updates and through Facebook Live. And, of course, KDSJ Radio. We will have some more coverage this weekend. BH Women's Basketball begins this season tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock Mountain Time. Steve Emmerman with the call as the ladies will be down in Texas for a couple games this weekend. Tomorrow afternoon at 3 and then I think Sunday morning at 10 a.m. And we'll squeeze a college football game in the middle on Saturday afternoon from Mesa, Colorado, as BH is on the road to take on Colorado Mesa. Their mascot is?
The Mavericks.
Okay. Just 3 games left for BH football as they're trying to win out and get another winning record for the year.
They're in that 5th spot in the conference, so right in the middle. It's a 4-way race there at the top with a lot of those top teams playing each other here soon. But now Spearfish, they'll kick it off from inside the 45. I've never seen this one before.
It is an onside kick, and it's recovered by Pierre. With 1:16 left to go, so some more younger players will get a chance to come into the game. Our post-game show will go around the playoff scene tonight with our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. So if you're driving home from Halloween trick-or-treating tonight, getting the kids back to bed, well, just keep it right here on KDSJ or online with the video feed at KDSJ-TV. We'll still have the full post-game show there with the scoring summary, game recap, playoff scoreboard, and much more, including our player of the game. So we'll be thinking about who to give that to as the Spartan season comes to an end. Maybe it'll turn into be a Spartan MVP of the season as a knee being taken here by the Govs. Congratulations to the Pierre Governors again. They're going to be a tough out here in the playoffs again for this year with a lot of different teams showing some good spots here throughout the season, from Watertown to T area looking good at times, Yankton, Brookings, Pierre. You have 3 to 5 teams that could win it all down at the Dome. Timeout on the field taken by the Spearfish Spartans. We'll take a break as well. We got to hear from some of our sponsors, and we'll be back in a minute on KDSJ Sports.
Vehicles today are complicated and expensive. The professionals at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish are here to guide you through everything automotive. From cars, trucks, and SUVs to parts and repairs, Junix takes the confusion out of automobile ownership. Enjoy the ride with Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Family owned since 1931 on West Jackson in Spearfish.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
So back here at Hollister Field in Pierre, South Dakota, as Spearfish will use another timeout. You can't carry them over to next season, so you might as well use them, get some more players into the game, getting some substitutions, and make sure they know what they're doing out there. Pierre's going to be doing the same thing as the Governors have doubled up Spearfish tonight, 40-20. Spearfish getting 2 touchdowns in the second quarter, 1 here in the fourth quarter.
It is deja vu all over again. Just 2 weeks ago, Spearfish down by 20, 35-15, and now both teams scored 5 points apiece, and we're right back where we are.
This will be the 3rd straight loss for Spearfish to end out the season. This is going to be win number 4 in a row for the Pierre Governors as they start their run for the 8th straight state title. And you look down here at the numbers of the Pierre Governors. My goodness, there's got to be 80 kids with helmets and pads on for the Pierre Governors. They certainly have the numbers here.
Spearfish will use their last timeout, so they will receive the ball with about a minute left.
They're getting the boos from the crowd here. Spearfish taking these timeouts on defense. and trying to get the ball back somehow here in the game.
Yeah, I like it. Let your seniors go out actually playing instead of sitting there with a knee. So I like this decision from Coach Tom Teason. I mean, I'm sure you remember, Cody, but way back in my playing days too, just having to have your last moments on the field, watching the other team knee it.
Yeah.
And not, especially for a lot of the seniors that haven't got to play for Spearfish, a lot of them haven't played a lot this year. Have Teason use all your timeouts and give them all a chance to get in the game. So
if you can get a video shot of KDSJ-TV of how many guys are on the sideline for the Pierre Governors, they've got like worth of 3 teams down there on the sideline, as they have lots of numbers. And this is a punt by Pierre. It'll be fair caught by Spearfish and Carson Sire at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, of course, when you're winning 7 straight state championships, kids will want to go out for football. I mean, even when you go back to Spearfish's losing streak when they had maybe 20 kids in Class AA football, it's not that they didn't have the numbers. It's just no one wanted to go out. And then when you start to win, kids will want to be interested, and that's when you get more options for your football team. And even Coach Teason said it when he was introduced, coming from Lee Deadwood over to Spearfish, you have more kids to choose from, and with more wins, you get more kids interested to go out for football each year, and that's what you'll need to compete against these Class AA teams here on the east side of the river.
And Rapid City Central going through the same thing. I think they're going to be better next year. Here's the pass play, and not even looking for the football was one of the Spearfish Spartans. Eisenberger, I don't know when he thought the football was going to come to him, but he didn't look for it.
Yeah, he turned his head the wrong way. The moment he turned, he was looking on the inside shoulder. The ball was flying to the outside shoulder. For co-ed, experienced quarterback, you know you want to throw it to that outside shoulder, not allow your defensive back to undercut it. But that's just the inexperience from Eisenberger. He will be playing in his last football game as well, along with number 88, Cole Mallow. Senior offensive lineman Stephen Nibble.
Evan Wilson in the game. He's a senior. This is his final game, and he will get it up to about the 36-yard line. Brings up 3rd down for Spearfish, and 40 seconds left to play here in the game, as it looks like the Governors will improve their mark on the season to 6-4. They'll win their 4th straight game. They had that 4-game losing streak mid-season. Then they got some guys healthy. Played some easier opponents. Packed up some wins. Hunter Walters picks up a 1st down here. So now 16 seconds left to go in the Spearfish Spartan season. And one more play as Jack Coette will be out of the shotgun for the Spartans. And the snap back to him. He rolls up into the pocket, now goes off to the right. He throws the pass downfield, and that one will be incomplete as the night strikes 0, and it's 40-20. Your final score as the Pierre Governors defeat the Spearfish Spartans the 2nd time in 3 weeks by 20 points each time. The Pierre Governors move on to the next round of the State Class 11 AA playoffs. The Spearfish Spartans season ends as they will end the year with a record of 6 wins and 4 losses. Your post-game show is coming up next, and that'll include our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, your game summary, have a look at what we have for seniors for the Spartans, our trick-or-treating edition of the post-game show. We will also have your superior performance, and we'll see what we have coming up this weekend for KDSJ broadcast. So stick around. We're going to keep going till about 9 o'clock tonight, right here on KDSJ Sports. We'll return in 2 minutes.
Oloid, a minerals technologies company, is not only part of the community we live in, they are the community. Bentonite clay, mined right here in our own backyard near Belfouche in Colony, Wyoming, provides a contributing factor to this area's economic success. This unique product has a huge range of uses, from the main component in cat litter to health and beauty products, pharmaceuticals, and more. It's all produced right here in all of our community. American Colloid Company, working together, winning together.
For over 10 years, Allied Construction has been a trusted name in the Black Hills, providing top-quality construction services to our local community. We take pride in being a local business with deep roots in the area. With an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust us to deliver exceptional results on every project. Our team is dedicated to providing personalized service, ensuring your project gets the attention and expertise it deserves.
Check out their website today. Click alliedconstruction.com or find them on Facebook. Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
Drive it on to victory with the Granite Home Team. At Granite Automotive, making all the right moves and scoring points for a better customer experience is a true team effort. From sales to finance, showroom to service, every Granite Home Team member has a role to play and a job to perform to make sure your next buying experience is your best buying experience. Enthusiastically on your side. Drive Granite. Go team. Go Granite. Buick, Nissan, GMC. Rapid City. Click drivegranite.com.
And back here to the post-game show as we get into the playoffs for Class 11 AA. But the same thing that happened last year, the Spartans go out in the first round, losing at the Pierre Governors. Final score 40-20 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. It was scoreless at the end of the first quarter as each team couldn't get much going offensively. Spearfish threw an interception in that first quarter, and the Govs missed a 40-yard field goal on their first drive. We get into the second quarter, and each team kind of got their groove going as the Governors had an 8-yard touchdown run by Carter Merrill. What a good game by him tonight. And then Spearfish answered right back with a 56-yard touchdown run by Hunter Walters. The Governors came back with a 4-yard touchdown run by Bucci. Then Spearfish scored right back with a Jack Coette touchdown pass to Evan Wilson. Let's see, the 2-point conversion was no good. That put Spearfish behind as the Governors tacked down another touchdown before halftime. A 1-yard touchdown run by Bucci. Spearfish just did not have any answer for his running up the middle. Spearfish did throw an interception in that second quarter. So 2 interceptions thrown in the first half, and they found themselves down 21-12 at halftime. And then the floodgates opened in the third quarter. Spearfish started with the football, but threw an interception. Pierre made him pay with a 30-yard touchdown run by Bucci. This 2-point conversion was good. Then Spearfish fumbled the football. They actually made a catch by Vavruska, and then he dropped the football. And it was a good pick-me-up by the Pierre Governors, and they turned that into points. A touchdown run, 2-point conversion was good, and they were up 37-12 after 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, it was Pierre just adding on 3 more points. That was a 27-yard field goal, and that was with 11:15 left to go in the game. The Spartans did tack on a touchdown as Walters had the touchdown. That was a 2-point conversion added on as well. So they double up the Spearfish Spartans 40-20, the final score, as the Governors kind of put this away about halfway through the third quarter and were able to get the victory as Spearfish had 4 interceptions and 1 fumble. 5 turnovers on Spearfish, none on the Pierre Governors. Govs improved to 6-4, and Spearfish drops to 6-4. Here's Clayson Davis over at KDSJ-TV for his thoughts on the recap of the game.
Yeah, and just from the start, you could see the experience from the Governors. They were ready to go really off the jump. They were almost surprised a little bit. Spearfish was able to run the ball and get some chunk yardage to start the game. But the moment that the Governors were able to slow down, recollect themselves, and then they were showing off the experience that they have had in big games like this, just running the ball all over the Spartans, especially from their running back, Carter Merrill, as he was not able to be stopped really the entire game, as the Pierre Governors, that offensive line really laying into the front seven from the Spartans. And when you get the run game going, you don't have to go deep in the playbook. And when you're able to run the ball with that much success, it's going to be hard for any team to stop. And that's what the Pierre Governors were able to do tonight, really for the second time this season. And Spearfish, you can't be too sad on this season. Yes, you ended on a 3-game losing streak, but it's the most wins you've had in quite a while. It's the highest playoff seeding you've had for quite a while, since 2022. And again, you're playing a Pierre Governor squad who's been here, done this so many times before. They'll be a tough out really in the playoffs. They've been able to get it going here late in the season. They lost 4 straight. Now they've just won 4 straight. And the Pierre Governors, they were just too much for the Spartans to handle tonight.
Coach Thiessen talks about 2 things throughout the year: culture, which we know that's improving through the Spearfish Spartan football program, not only with the guys on the field, but also everybody that's on that varsity roster all the way through the high school, so that culture is improving. And also the big thing with Coach Thiessen this year was to go 1-0 each week. Forget about what happened last week, improve on that, and you can only do what you can for the next week and try to get better. So hopefully those 2 things get entrenched into the Spartan football program, and again go 1-0 each week and continue to build up that culture, build up the numbers and the talent for the Spearfish Spartans as they drop the first-round matchup here at the Pierre Governors by the final score of 40-20. I'm Cody Oliver along with Clayson Davis here on this Thursday night. We have more to get to. We'll head to the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Check out what else is happening on a playoff Thursday night when we come back in 2 minutes.
Nearly 50 years, Low Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project, big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated, building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of Pillin Optical. Since 1974, Pillin has dedicated its business to serving the community with quality eye care at a great price. The inventory has grown, giving you the widest selection of frames while maintaining the best prices for your family eye care needs. Your family is special, and Pillin Optical wants you to enjoy every minute clearly with them. After all, at Pillin Optical, quality eye care and customer service is the most important thing next to your sight. Pillin Optical, family owned for 50 years, 409 Kansas City Street.
What is it that makes you powerful? It's not only having a voice, but knowing that it's heard loud and clear. We understand knowledge can change your life, and that energy will continue to power it. And because you're part of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we're always listening. Because you're more than just a customer, you're a member. And what's more powerful than that?
Powder River Energy, serving Northeast Wyoming since 1946.
A lot of land comes with a lot of work. The new Kubota MX Series has a lot to offer, including the versatility to mow, move hay bales, grade roads, and clear brush and snow. An optional spacious cab to keep you comfortable in any conditions. A front-end loader with excellent loader lift capacity, hydrostatic or gear transmission options, and affordably priced. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. See Butte County Equipment, located on U.S. Highway 212, Belfouche, or go online to automotivecompanyinc.com.
Thank you for spending your Halloween with us tonight here on KDSJ Sports, 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com. Also with the KDSJ Sports mobile app and live tonight on KDSJ-TV. Thanks for everyone. I know you had a lot of other things you could be doing here on this Halloween night and on this Thursday, but thanks for tuning in or watching tonight. As many people have done throughout the season, we certainly appreciate it as we had every single Spartan game home and away this year on KDSJ Sports. Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Check out Junix. They're located in Spearfish. Call 605-644-7773 or see them at junix.com. Your final here, the number 4 ranked Pierre Governors begin their march for an 8th straight state championship with a win over the 5th ranked Spearfish Spartans 40-20. We have more on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard on a playoff Thursday night. Here's Clayson Davis.
Yeah, looking at the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, playoff football throughout the state of South Dakota. Start off with Class AAA, where number 1 Brandon Valley took care of Sioux Falls, Washington, 35-6. Number 2 Sioux Falls Lincoln beat Rapid City Central. The Cobblers making the playoffs for the first time since, I believe, 2020. Anyways, the playoffs did not go far for the Cobblers. They lost to Lincoln 44-0. Meanwhile, number 3 Harrisburg took care of Sioux Falls Roosevelt 63-6. And also going on right now, Sioux Falls Jefferson up over O'Gorman 31-7. Meanwhile, in Class AA, you just saw right here on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV, it was the Pierre Governors, number 4 seed, beating Spearfish by 20 by a score of 40-20 here at Hollister Football Field. Meanwhile, the Pierre Governors, they will go on to play at this point Yankton. They're up 21-0 over Aberdeen Central in the start of the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, on the other side of the bracket, number 2 Watertown blanking Huron right now 35-0 in the fourth. And Brookings and T area, it's a good game over there at Dana J. Dykow Stadium in Brookings, where the Bobcats, they're up over the Titans 23-13. Meanwhile, going over to Class 11 Single A, we have Lennox. They are number 3 in the playoffs right now for Class 11A. They're beating Canton 44-0. Meanwhile, Sioux Falls Christian, they are beating Rapid City Christian 50-8. That one just getting ready to go into the third quarter from our last update there at halftime. Del Rapids up over Dakota Valley 17-0. It's West Central West Central going to Madison, and West Central, they're up 14-6 late in the fourth quarter. Going over to 11B, where the last class of 11-man football, they're in the second round of the playoffs, and they look like this. The number 2 winner, they took care of Woonsocket Wessington Springs Sanborn Central 44-0. The Winter Warriors, they have been on a tear this whole season. They'll be another tough out in Class 11B. Meanwhile, Sioux Valley, they beat Mulbridge Pollock 41-7. It's Elk Point Jefferson, the 4 seed, beating 5 seed Clark Willow Lake 41-8. And St. Thomas More, they are moving on in the playoffs. They had a late comeback versus Mount Vernon. And the St. Thomas More Cavaliers, number 11 in the playoffs, have gone on the road twice to 2 tough places, and they just keep getting it done. 38-34 over number 3 seed Mount Vernon Plankington. St. Thomas More Cavaliers, they're not done yet, and they will go on to play winner. Oh boy. Well, that's what you get for moving on in the playoffs.
Clayson, I got a bag of treats.
Really?
These kids brought up a bag of leftover things from the concession stand. What did they bring me? A bag of hot dogs. No ketchup, no buns. So there's the trick to this. I got a bag of wieners. We'll send it back to you for more of the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard.
Yes, please do. You can enjoy your bag of wieners. Anyway, at 9AA, we have some more scores. I got to refocus here after whatever the heck that was. Yeah, this is how they treat the opposing radio here with South Dakota playoffs. Okay, anyways, playoffs. Here we go. Number 1, Parkston. They hosted Leola Frederick area and took care of them 26-6. Hill City, they are looking like their playoffs run are going to come to a close. They are losing to Freeman Marion Freeman Academy 36-14 there in Hill City. Hamlin up over number 7 Viborg Hurley 35-14, and it's Elkton Lake Benton over Hanson 46-21. So that's a look at Class 9 AA. Going to Class 9A now, it was Wall currently taking care of Castlewood 56-12. It was Wesley Wessington taking care of Dupree 56-28, so the magical run by the Tigers of Dupree. That comes to a quick end. Number 2 seed Howard, they took care of Ipswich 54-0, and it was the Warner Monarchs over the Philip Scotties 37-8. As now we go to 9B, where Avon, they are currently trailing to Canastota 16-8. Avon, the number 1 seed, as many considered the heavy favorite coming into this season to win the 9B state championship. Well, they're down by 8 over against Canastota here in Class 9B. It was number 5 Solely Buttes on the road taking care of Corsica Stickney 36-6, and Faulkton area tied with Coleman Egan as Faulkton able to come back. They were trailing early in that one, and we have a tie ball game in the third quarter, and it was Del Rapids St. Mary's putting an end to Kadoka area 36-0 today. That is a look at the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. 40-20 here in Pierre. The Governors in pursuit of their 8th straight state championship. Back to you, Cody.
The Governors improved to 6-4 in the season, and the higher seed wins tonight on the home field, 40-20. Spearfish Spartans end the season with 6 wins and 4 losses, 3 straight losses to end the year, and the Pierre Governors now their 4th straight win. We'll have more of the post-game show. We're winding things down until 9 o'clock tonight. Stay tuned. Our favorites. It's our Superior Performance and our favorite candy. And another thing, I paid $5 for that bag of hot dogs. Great business move by about a 9-year-old. We'll be back in a couple minutes.
You got hustled by a 9-year-old?
Jake's Collision Repair has built their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
At Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we are here to help you make your comeback. Our team is standing by to diagnose and treat your injury with some of the most advanced treatment options available and same-day appointments. Monument Health practitioners work closely with our therapists and physicians in communities throughout the Black Hills, with locations in Rapid City and Spearfish. Visit monument.health/orthopedics for more information. That's monument.health/orthopedics for more information.
And back here at Hollister Field in Pierre as we finish things up here for a football Thursday night. The second straight week we've had Thursday night football. This is the start to the playoffs, and it was the end of the playoffs for Spearfish as they lose 40-20. It's time now for our Superior Performance, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions. In Spearfish, call 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online anytime at superioroutosd.com. Our player of the game, here's Clayson Davis.
Yeah, and we're going to give it to really the senior that's been the impact performer throughout the entire season, and that will go to Mr. Hunter Walters. He is our superior performer, and again, he was able to get it done on the ground, able to find running room against this tough Pure Governor defense, and he's had a few superior performers this season, and I mean, why not when you're number 6 in white and maroon for Spearfish really the whole season. If I were to get a team MVP on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, that is easily Hunter Walters for KDSJ-TV, at least in my humble opinion. And Hunter Walters, his last game as a Spartan, is awarded the superior performer.
One of 14 seniors. The other ones, let's name them. Dylan Doran, Hunter Walters, Evan Wilson, Drace Eisenbarth, Aiden Meverden, Aiden Cront, who has been out hurt the last few weeks. Thanks to Marcus Medina, Ruben Lucio III. I remember a big play that he had earlier this season. Dalton Farrell, Benjamin Allred, who was hurt earlier in the season, came back. Matthew Medina, he was on the offensive and defensive line. Leighton Loop, Stephen Nibel, a lineman. Ashton Eislenberger, a wide receiver and defensive back, and Cole Madel. So those are your 14 seniors and head coach Tom Teason. Thanks to the entire crew for letting us be kind of a little mini part of the team this year, both on the road and at home here with KDSJ Sports. Now the time you've been waiting for, our favorite candy and our worst candy here on this Halloween. The favorite candy that you just want to not get enough of, you just chow down on, maybe store some underneath your bed. The other candy you just throw directly into the trash can or give it to your little brothers and let them eat it. Your favorite candy, Clayson Davis.
Oh, I was going to have to start with you, but all right. Favorite candy that I ever received on Halloween, you got to go with Reese's. Reese's every day of the week.
And my favorite is Snickers. Okay. Your least favorite?
I would say my least favorite, I didn't like fruit. If I got like an apple or something, I'm a fat kid at heart, so yeah, couldn't do it.
My favorite is Sweet Tart, or my least favorite is Sweet Tarts. They go directly into the trash. Thanks so much for tuning in each and every week. This is KDSJ Sports.